Alrighty. Well, hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll be okay this time. Just had the audio on my laptop just quit out on me, so I had to reset the computer. That's the only way to fix that, so that takes time. My apologies to everybody who was watching and got booted off. We are back now, so yeah, everything's just going great today.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
To your face. Mm-hmm. Look at how angry he is, guys. We need to cheer him up. Cheer.
Yeah.
Cheer.
You want to cheer me up?
This guy up.
You want to cheer me
How
up?
can we cheer you up? If we, there's no thumbs down option for Kansas City. I was gonna say they could thumbs down all.
I don't know why that would make me feel better. I don't care about Kansas City.
But they're mean to you, so we would kind of be siding with you.
What is that? What do they mean to me? I don't think they're mean to me. I mean, they are mean to me. They're very
mean to you.
They're very. They're just not good people. Oh. No, seriously, I think there's a lot of regionalism that goes on, and Kansas City is a Midwestern town, and Midwestern towns don't like people from around there.
Connor Cape said Kansas City is has the nicest people.
That
far nicer than Colorado people.
Well, that's because he's from Kansas City. That's how right, that works. So if you're from a place, you like it, but if you're not from a place, chances are you probably fucking hate it.
Well, do you hate Colorado?
But see, here's the thing: you don't necessarily. It doesn't matter if you hate it. It matters if they hate you, and that is absolutely true about anyone who's not from Kansas City being in Kansas City. They don't like people from around other areas, especially the South. They hate the South. They also don't like people of any sort of ethnicity, so you would not be welcome there.
Tragic.
So yeah, there's just a lot of really just great people. Great people in Kansas City.
Well, there are great people here.
Go look at there are great people here.
1, 2, this whole bar full of people.
Yes. Yeah, this whole bar full of people. Very nice people.
At Henry's the other night for the wild card game, not the one person I talked to, but like I usually say hi to like a few people, or a few people ask, what are you guys up to, blah, blah, blah. I talk to a few people when I'm off the air, and the one guy that I made an effort to talk to, because was like watching our broadcast, cheering us on kind of the whole night, sitting right in front of us, literally was from Kansas City, and I was guy that I made an effort to make. And I was embarrassed because I was like, I mean, go anybody but the Royals, right? And he was like, what? What did you say? I love the Royals. And he was very upset with me. So then I had to.
We got some thumbs up here on YouTube. We're watching the YouTube chat. We're also watching the Facebook chat. Chris Bennett says he hears us. Patrick is joining. What's up, Patrick?
Chris, my face is covered. What else is new?
You gonna come down to the Springs?
He's thinking about it for tomorrow.
Is that better for you? Or you feel comfortable now? That you're not.
I'm okay. You know what? I have a nice half face.
All right, so it's still 0-0. The Brewers have had the best chance to score so far, but really, I mean, if we're being totally honest here, both teams are in fairly uncharted territory. They don't really know much about what it's like in the postseason.
That's true. So, and Ryan Braun is the only Brewer who's on the roster. The roster from last year's postseason roster for the Brewers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the only guy. So that just shows how, like, new the Brewers are. But I also think that's part of why they, like, love playing together, because it's all new every day. They really enjoy the game. I mean, they were the funniest team I ever got to interact with.
Who was the funniest team?
The Brewers.
The Brewers.
Yeah, they're totally...
Who was funny on the Brewers?
Let's see.
All right, he's there. There's a strikeout, second strikeout of the game for the Brewers. And Woodruff, 38 pitches in. That's a really good sign. 38 pitches in. It's only the third inning. I mean, it could be worse. That's not terrible.
The funniest Brewer is probably Garcia, shortstop for the Brewers. Jesus Aguilar was hilarious. That guy is the size of, like, my parents' refrigerator. Like, the one that you use for, like, catering and stuff like that. He's huge.
You have a catering fridge?
Yeah, my mom dabbles in catering here and there.
Okay.
She likes to host parties, and she makes great food. She should open a restaurant, but my dad said that would mean that he would be the last to get food. He's not really up for that.
Yeah.
He wants to be the first to get food. So
sure. I mean, everybody wants to be the first person to get food. All right, still 0-0. 1-0 the count. That is a line drive to the shortstop, what is called a routine grounder.
Did you study?
What?
Did you do some studying?
You guys act like I don't know anything about baseball.
The other night when it went over the second baseman's head.
It was a gap between the second baseman and the center fielder.
You said right into the gap.
Yeah, you guys didn't let me finish. The gap between the second baseman and the center fielder.
We didn't let you finish.
It is because you guys didn't let me finish. You guys just jumped all over it.
You didn't even try to defend yourself that night.
That's because what's the point? Why? I don't need to defend myself.
Okay. You sound pretty defensive.
Zach Rosenberg is in on the broadcast. Also, Blue Man 15 in Boulder. Connection sucks here. Hippies, right? Sorry about that, Blue Man. Oh, this is Patrick, by the way. And what time's the game tomorrow? I'm down, even though that is quite the drive.
Yes.
It is quite the drive. A couple hours.
Yeah, it's far.
Does Patrick live in Boulder?
No, he was up in Boulder for a thing. We don't discuss his personal life, you know. He can discuss his own personal life if he wants. But he was in Boulder for a thing. He's coming down. He was thinking about. He was not totally against coming down to tomorrow's game to help co-host.
Now 1-2 on Sensatella, who has an .083 batting average on the year.
Now, I did say Sensatella is the most attractive brewer, but he's looking a little heavy at the plate right now.
Heavy?
Yeah, like he put on some poundage in the midsection area.
You don't like the poundage? A lot of ladies like the poundage. It's called dad bod.
No, that's more than dad bod. Dad bod just means you got a little pooch.
That's not what that means. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. A dad bod's like you're fat.
You would think that the girl would know what a guy with a dad bod looks like.
I'm just saying, you have to have more than a pooch. It's like fat dudes who have big arms, like muscular arms. That's a dad bod.
I always thought
they go to the gym, but they only work out chest and arms. That's all they work out.
Pooch in the middle.
That's the dad bod.
But Sensatella has more than a pooch in the middle.
Let's see here.
And his arms don't look that strong.
Patrick says, sorry, missed all that. What time and what about hosting? Nicholas says, hashtag Todd Helton Hall of Fame bound. I would like to think that Todd Helton would have a shot, but there are a lot of players who are better than Todd Helton, or were better than Todd Helton, who haven't made the Hall of Fame. So
the thing is, in Colorado,
Hall of Fame's hard to get into.
In Colorado, Todd Helton is God. I mean, he was the greatest player, I think people would say.
No, he's not God. John Elway might be. Todd Helton is not.
Yes. If you like
Todd
baseball
Helton is
in Colorado, which means you're part of the 8% of people that will actually watch baseball. It was so annoying to me the other day. Like, my roommate, she went to work, and she was wearing Rockies colors.
Yeah?
And she came home from work, and I hadn't seen her until that point. And I was like, hey, nice, you're wearing Rockies colors to celebrate winning the wild card. And she goes, oh, I had no idea.
Full count on Sensatella. Here's the pitch. And they're going to call that low outside strike. And now Sensatella. Of course, Sensatella's going to have to swing at that. The low and outside has been a pretty consistently called pitch in this postseason for the Rockies so far. So, better swing at that stuff.
They're taking it from Hamilton Porter. From the Sandlot. Low and outside, just like I like it.
Who?
Hamilton Porter from the Sandlot. Oh, my gosh, you guys. You remember when TJ gives me crap for not knowing movies?
Hamilton Porter. I haven't seen the Sandlot. I have literally not seen the Sandlot in 20 years.
That's a sad little life.
I know. It's not that I don't think it's a good movie. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
They played it in every MLB stadium this year.
Oh, God.
Every single MLB stadium in the entire
That sounds like something baseball would do.
Played the Sandlot this year.
That sounds like something baseball would do.
You could go onto the field and lay on the field and have a little picnic and watch the Sandlot. Actually, the Brewers remade the Sandlot, some clips from the Sandlot, and they had all the players dress up as different characters from the Sandlot.
Yeah?
It was hilarious.
Who was
They
Smalls?
look hilarious. Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Second favorite news article ever about Christian Yelich. Second favorite photo I've ever seen of Christian Yelich.
It's funny. I will say I have gained a lot of followers over the last few days.
On the tweeter?
On the tweeter.
Well, this isn't your tweeter. This is Phantom's tweeter.
No, I've gained a lot of followers.
Oh, I'm trying to see how many followers.
I'm at 7,932. If I get to 8K, I'll do something crazy on the broadcast. If we can get me up to 8K on Twitter, so we're about 68 people. So 68 people.
Go follow TJ on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter at TJ Carpenter
on the
Show.
Table. He will put his feet up here, and like those girls do in the videos.
Yeah.
And he will twerk his booty.
I don't know if I have the core strength to do that.
You just put your hands here and put your booty up here. It's not that hard.
What?
You put your feet up here, your booty's up here, and your hands are here, and you just twerk.
That seems like that'd be a little dangerous, especially on this table. Is this table
It's
sturdy?
all over Instagram. You have as many followers on Twitter as I do on Instagram.
You have 8,000 people who follow you on Instagram?
Almost 8,000.
Almost 8,000.
Almost 8,000.
Let's see how many it actually is. I don't know how many it is.
No,
I haven't checked this.
I think it's like 6,000 something. I don't know exactly how many. But you guys could follow me there. I don't really tweet much. Although last night I did tweet about hating, not wanting to listen to all this. Like, the only news we're going to get on MLB is going to be about the Red Sox Yankees until that series is over. Pretty much. It's not going to be fun. Woodruff's probably done now. He pitched 3 innings. He's got 3 strikes.
All right, bottom of the third inning. Senzatella at just 26 pitches, much better than his counterpart, Woodruff.
But has let more on base. I think the strength that the Rockies have is going to be like their defense here. You know, this is a weaker pitcher for them. In Senzatella, he was spent some time in AAA this season, mid-season, but they still stopped him from scoring. So
yeah,
that's what matters in the end.
0-1, so Senzatella's ahead in the count. 265 is Santana's average on the season. Here's the delivery, and that one's popped up, and that is going to be a easy catch for
DJ
LeMahieu.
Share this, guys, if you want your friends to know that we're here. If you want to come out and hang out with us, even better, because TJ's a party pooper.
Patrick says, hey, ask the question, does he have a dad bod? Do you think Patrick has a dad bod?
Patrick, I'm going to have to say you kind of have a dad bod. Skinny legs, bigger upper body. Don't hate me. We're still bros for life. Besties.
Bros, eh?
Bro besties for life. That's BBFFs.
Bro besties.
Bro besties for life. Patrick also said that was super frustrating at the bar. I wanted to be far more rowdy, right?
Rowdy?
He wanted to be more rowdy. He wanted to be yelling.
Oh.
I feel like we got pretty rowdy, Patrick. I mean, we did yell at the screen cheater when Baez hugged Nolan Arenado, which was totally cheating.
It was not cheating.
It was so cheating.
Arenado hugged him back.
Arenado
hugged him back.
He gets low and moves out of the way. He couldn't do anything. He stood in his way.
He hugged him back.
From making a double play.
He hugged him back.
Cheating. Cheater.
Did he?
Cheater.
Everybody sees what they want to see on those calls. Everybody. If you're a Cubs fan, you don't think that was wrong?
I actually spoke to several Cubs fans who said that they thought that was a bad call.
It's really.
The Cubs fan sitting at the bar was laughing because he heard us screaming cheater, and he was laughing because he knew it was a bad call. Bad call, bad call, bad call.
All right, 2-1 the count now. Lorenzo Cain.
Oh, man.
Lorenzo
Ex-Royal beat
Lorenzo,
you to it.
I was going to say Lorenzo Cain has some postseason experience. I was not going to say that he was a Royal.
You were going to say he was a Royal.
People know. People know that.
You were going to say that.
You know he was. You know who he was before. Who he was with before he was with the Royals, right?
No.
The team that drafted him, Milwaukee.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's right.
Did you know that Miami has officially traded away the last 2 NL MVPs? That's hilarious.
Well, that's Miami.
Well, I think people in Miami hope.
Oh, they hope
that they stop doing that.
That's happened to them 3 times.
Oh, yeah?
3 times. They've had these situations where the ownership has changed and it ends up screwing the city over.
I could see that. He walks Lorenzo Cain, Sensatella.
Cain's going to take his base, so now we have 1 out, 1 on. And Christian Yelich is coming up to the plate here for the Brewers.
He's had a freaking amazing season.
Yelich?
Yeah. I mean, just...
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Fun to watch. Met him in person, nice guy. There was this, kid who really wanted him to sign a ball by him, and he didn't hear him, so I told him to come over and get the ball from the kid, and he was totally willing to do it. Gosh, first pitch.
And that's a home run.
It's gone.
That is a home run and a 2-runner at that. So Christian Yelich gets Milwaukee on the board 2-0.
He's the MVP right there.
Right off the bat.
Holy crap.
So you think Christian Yelich is the MVP of the National League?
Yeah, I do. I called it. Actually, you can check out my Instagram. I called that a few months ago.
All right.
At least a month ago.
Ari says howdy. Ari also says punk-ass vest guy.
Punk-ass vest guy is in here today, Ari. Don't worry about it.
Who's vest guy?
Vest guy? You were there, man.
What?
You were at the bar. You saw the vest guy, the Cubbies vest guy. You called him CT.
Oh, that guy.
For Cubbies. No, that was the girl next to him.
That was the girl next to him.
We're not going to talk why.
Just think of the worst word that women hate that starts with a C,
yeah,
and then the worst word that women hate with a T. And that's it's the day. It's the daytime. The sun's still out, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say too many profane things today.
Hey, our team's in the playoffs. We should be.
Well, things aren't looking good for your team right now.
First of all,
the Rockies are down 2-0.
You don't claim a team, but you might as well claim them at this point. Come on. You've claimed that you're all in on them. Now they're down 2-2, and you're worried about it?
Am I worried about it? I'm not worried about it.
You're not claiming them anymore.
Do I sound worried about it?
You're officially not claiming them anymore. A second ago,
you were claiming them.
them.
No. I'm just saying I don't call them. I don't say we.
I didn't say we. I said our team.
Chris says TJ Carpenter and his co-host Oskar Blues. Oh, because your face was covered.
Yes.
It's not covered anymore?
You know, Chris, let's not even fight it anymore. Just let it be what it is. The people will ask for what they want.
Sure. Okay.
Freaking Christian Yelich. Check out my Instagram. I swear, I called Christian Yelich.
I can't tell if you like or don't like Christian Yelich.
I love him. Great guy.
But you just...
Freaking beast. I like baseball. I have said for long before I ever met TJ Carpenter, and you can ask my mother, you can ask any ex-boyfriend of mine, you can ask my siblings, because they always give me crap. Oh, you like every team. No. I like the game of baseball. I love any ex-boyfriend.
Any ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. You could. And they will tell you.
Like, could you give us an example of an ex-boyfriend we could talk to?
Well, they're my friends on Facebook. I don't want to, just shout out their names and stuff. Maybe their current girlfriends are watching.
I'm going to look at your friends list.
I'm not talking about the ex-boyfriend you're talking about. I don't know why you can't get past that one person.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one of them.
There's actually
but
two.
It doesn't matter.
Two. Dose.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
I don't know why. Why does it matter?
Because it matters. Look at Yelich. He looks like he's 12 years old.
Far
he looks
more
like he's your little
for
brother.
His antics outside of baseball prior to this season.
Who?
Christian Yelich.
Oh. We skipped school to watch our MVP Yelich.
There you go. See, that's what should be happening here. We should be downing these beers. His is a cider. Everyone knows that's what beer is to TJ.
I have a grain allergy. I can't drink beer.
You don't move to Colorado with a freaking grain allergy.
What does that mean?
We have the most microbrews, second
you're,
most behind.
You're prejudiced against people with grain allergies?
Yes, that's what it means.
Patrick says they most likely are crying their BF watch you on here.
They're most likely crying seeing their BF watch you on here?
I don't know.
Boyfriend? My boyfriends?
Or your best friend?
Best friends?
Who's Patrick?
Who's crying?
I don't know.
Patrick, are you crying? Please don't cry.
It's
Dodgers.
me, Rob D. Rob D is on the YouTube chat.
No,
also,
Rob is his name, and he put Dodgers going down.
Oh, it's me, Rob, and it says Dodger.
Yeah.
Well, the Dodgers are really good, and the Dodgers are probably going to go back to the World Series.
The Dodgers are not good, and they're not going to the World Series, and we can make a bet on that right now.
All right.
They are not going to the World Series this year.
Okay.
They're not.
I will take that bet.
What do you want? Guys, actually, you decide. You guys decide.
It is the
what do you want?
Bottom of the third inning right now, just to let you know.
2-0 Milwaukee. Braun is up to bat.
Bottom of the third inning. Let's see if we can figure out a way to put that up there for you guys.
Maybe in the giant Oskar Blues thing. Nice pitch. Better strike. Guess we got some food here.
Ooh, wow, that looks fantastic.
Ah, it's hot.
Thank you very much.
Got a burger.
Wow.
We're going to have to talk about this food on air.
I don't like tomatoes, but other than that, this looks delicious.
Gosh, you're so picky.
What are you talking about, picky? I'm not picky.
Here, would you like a side plate for your tomatoes? You do, don't you?
There we go.
There's another one on there.
Still
there touching
is.
all that stuff.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not
good. Get that tomato
world.
off of there. Ugh. Disgusting. Okay. All right. We'll
what
go
are you
ahead
guys
and just
doing?
put this
Tell
little
us
bad
what you're
boy
up to.
over here.
Tell us what you're up to. Tell us where the fun's at. Tell us your favorite bar to watch Rockies games at, actually, because I have been trying to figure that out. Like the best place I feel most comfortable, because I want to not have to see anyone from the other team when I'm watching a Rockies game.
You don't want to see anyone from the other team?
Yeah, I don't want to see a Cubs fan, because I probably would have gotten in a fight with that guy if Patrick hadn't held me back the other night. I don't care.
Why?
That dude was like
Why would you have gotten
something pounds? Because I am a diehard fan. Like, I've been a fan for a long time. Every birthday since I turned 21, every birthday since I turned 21, I have spent in Coors Field.
I don't feel like you're, like, irrational about the team. I mean, sometimes you are.
Sometimes I am.
Ari says Jena's head looks interesting.
Thanks, Ari.
All right, you know what, guys? You know what, guys? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fix this whole problem all at once.
It's not a problem. It's only because
Apparently it is a problem.
Because you don't want to let me be on the screen at the same time.
There, I fixed it.
Yes, there we go.
See?
I'm sending out invites. Watch our show, guys.
Not going to lie, this has probably been our worst broadcast. Milwaukee leads 2-0. And Shaw's last at bat, he drew a walk. Senzatella there at 94 miles an hour. It's now a full count, 3-2 on Shaw.
How dare you hate tomatoes, Nicholas said.
Are the Rockies going to win this series, Ari asks on YouTube. Yes, I think they are. I think that they've got enough pitching to combat the Brewers. My question here is whether or not the lack of experience for the Rockies is going to be their undoing, because even though the Brewers haven't themselves had a lot of postseason success, a lot of the players on this Brewers roster have, and that's I don't know how to explain it other than to say that the regular season game is a totally different game than the postseason game, and so knowing how to play the postseason game is really, really valuable.
Yeah, and the Brewers have more postseason game
experience,
competence,
way more
experience.
Like
the Brewers are
infinity more.
I mean, the other day I was listening to, I think it's Drew Kreisman, or I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He does the BSN Rockies podcast, and
tries to run that one out, but that is the end of the third inning, and we are going to the fourth. where
he was saying
the Rockies are going to try to tie it up.
He was talking about the resilience the Rockies had and have had all season, and I just don't see resilience as what the Rockies have. I think the Rockies are the new San Antonio Spurs, or the San Antonio Spurs of the MLB. They are consistent. They do fundamentally sound baseball. Bud Black is such a fundamental, he's like, Bud Black is Pop of the MLB. Not in the sense of titles or whatever, but in the sense of fundamentals. If you're in an interview with freaking Bud Black, he will tell you the same answers all the time. It's exhausting.
I just want to be clear about something.
The Brewers have resilience.
Did you just compare Bud Black, who has...
Buddy Black, actually. He's my Pepe
Buddy.
Negro. Pepe Negro.
Buddy Black. Pepe Negro.
Sí.
So Pepe Negro, you've compared him to Greg Popovich, who is arguably the greatest coach alive in any sport. And you compared him to Bud Black?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In the sense that they're both very fundamentally sound coaches. That's what they care most about.
Guys, you have to help me out here. That is insane. That is crazy to say.
Not insane. Jena.
Chris says he doesn't like lettuce or tomatoes.
Inside info on the Texas Rangers. I know they have a pitcher who's coming up who's going to be incredible. They were literally going to call him up. He was going through the stages, AA. He was in Rookie de Dia, which I believe is low A in English. I only know the pronunciations in Spanish, names in Spanish.
Patrick says he's more like Tom Thibodeau, which is that's a much better comparison. Thibodeau is a much better comparison than Greg Popovich. You just can't do that. That would be like saying,
he has so many titles,
hey,
I can do what I want, first of all. Second of all.
That'd be like saying, hey, you know who Michael Porter Jr.'s like? Michael Jordan. It's like, well, they're both two guards.
No.
That's what that's like saying.
I spent a lot of time with Buddy Black. He is so fundamental. He doesn't do anything crazy. He's not going to call a wild play.
Which is why he's like Tibbs.
Which is why he's like
He just makes some
Pop
dumb
doesn't
choices
do
from time.
anything crazy. He sticks to the game plan all the time. Defense wins games. The Rockies are a defensive-minded team.
Right, but that's a lot of coaches do that. That's not just Greg Popovich. Like there are a lot of coaches who are very rigid with their game plan.
I'm not saying rigid. I'm saying sticks to the fundamental game.
For instance,
plan. Does not do anything past there. Also, look at my pretty charm.
Andy Reid is very rigid with the game plan, and that's
we're not
why.
Gonna compare him to Andy Reid.
Yeah, I think actually he's not even close to Andy Reid because Andy Reid's way more accomplished than Bud Black, like
Pepe
a lot
Negro.
more accomplished.
You like my charm? It's a Rockies charm.
It's charming.
They gave it out on Mother's Day to all of the mothers
and
the broadcasters.
Do you have a child I'm not aware of?
No, I don't. I have a puppy child. But they gave them out to the broadcasters.
Oh,
too.
Okay.
So, I was there.
Either you have to talk for a living or have given birth to get
G.
one
Garcia says, TJ does look frustrated. Gee, help me out, you guys. Do something to cheer the man up.
He's
a grump today.
Well,
I'm going to make you drink shots or something.
We don't need to talk about why I'm in a bad mood.
Do you want to take a shot? Would that help you get out of your grumpiness?
Sure,
Or some coffee? Or what would work for you?
Let's see here. Chris said Mahomes isn't very fundamentally sound. That's true. He is not fundamentally sound.
Patrick's saying, he's more like Thibodeau because he makes bad calls, just like Bud Black makes some bad calls. I agree with you.
Bud Black does make some bad calls.
On that point, Patrick, I agree with you, not TJ. But sometimes I feel like it's more there's more room for error in baseball. Depending on your call, you can think you're making the right call, and a guy can just come out and pitch bad, or a pitcher can come out and just pitch fire, and the guy you decided to put at the plate doesn't, can't read it, can't work with the count. So I feel like there's more room for error.
It's a really good burger.
Yes, it is a really good burger. Silo burger TJ's having. It has barbecue, pulled pork,
hot sauce,
and hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
And then it's like in the
What's it
burger,
called?
Silo burger.
Silo burger.
And it's like the the meat part of the burger, if you didn't notice, is like there's cheese on all 360.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I would definitely
It's really, really good.
eat that. But I'm eating the boudin balls.
The boudin,
those are amazing. That's a southern thing, apparently.
I believe that is a Patrick creation. Patrick's on our feed right now. Patrick was kind of influential in a lot of the Oskar Blues menu, which is one of my favorite menus in the Colorado area. It's got a lot of really good soul food on there: catfish, barbecue, fried food, fried chicken. Obviously, anytime you put hot sauce on a burger, I'm here for that. This is a really good burger.
So DJ LeMahieu is at the plate. Wow, that was low.
That was a strike.
Call it a strike, but it was low.
That is the first strikeout
for Barnes. He just came in.
Burns, yep.
Burns. I'm telling you, you can't hold. English is my second language. I wouldn't expect you guys to pronounce things in Spanish right either. So
I wasn't criticizing you.
No, I know.
Just trying to get the name right. LeMahieu there struck out. He's so
tall.
I guess they weren't feeling Woodruff because they took him out pretty quickly. They had a quick hook on him.
He's a bullpen pitcher. He's only going to pitch a few innings. They're doing a bullpen game in general. I think he went 3, and that was pretty good of him.
You see a lot of that. In the postseason. I thought that maybe one of the most impressive strategies I saw ever employed was by Bruce Bochy. Bochy's postseason strategy is it was pretty innovative. Like a decade ago, when they were going up against, I think it was the Rangers. The Rangers in the postseason he did a lot of really interesting stuff with the bullpen that people had never thought. Oh, we can put a starter in like the 3rd or 4th inning, and then he can just go from 3 to 9. And he started doing that, and then once he got Madison Bumgarner, I put this question up there on my Twitter the other day. What's the most stressful thing about watching postseason baseball for you? And my options were opponent runners in scoring position, whenever your team leaves runners on base, pitching changes, and then Madison Bumgarner. Because Madison Bumgarner, for those who are not aware, is the best postseason pitcher ever. He is amazing. He is statistically.
He is amazing. He's freaking a beast.
He's awesome in the postseason. Some guys are just built for it. Like Clayton Kershaw. If you wanted to make an anti-Dodgers argument, there's another strikeout there by Burns. That one on Arenado, who has been really bad for the last 2.5 months. He's had a couple of moments where he's been able to bounce back.
But really bad? Come on.
Yeah, he's been, by his standards, yes.
By what he shows us on a regular basis and what we have these high expectations of him, yes. But it's the same way when Arenado makes an insane throw and you watch every single Rockies game, you're like, oh, yeah, that's no big deal. But it's actually like a huge deal. But because we see it constantly, we lower our expectations of, oh, that's not a big deal. But then our expectations of what he can do is huge. Goes up. It's really not fair. I watched Madison Bumgarner hit a...
Just really quickly, let's get some Facebook comments here. Patrick says, oh my gosh, Jena, that's not how you say that.
I told you English is my second
Patrick
language,
also said silo, exclamation point, exclamation point. My favorite, bacon, pepper jack, buffalo sauce, pork and burger. It's very, very good. It's a really, really good burger. If you come to Oskar Blues, you need to get this burger.
TJ doesn't want to put on too much weight, so he's actually only eating. He's eating it open
grain
face.
Allergy. I have a grain allergy. I gotta protect my grain allergy.
I can't have gluten.
Let's see. JJ says maybe he's hangry. I am a little hangry. I haven't eaten today. I had a granola bar at like 4 a.m.
Thank you, JJ. He also says the ball was low, but in the zone. All right, fine. I accept it from you. I don't accept it from him. The first thing I did when TJ got here was get him a drink and food because I knew he was hangry.
Let's see here. Chris says, I always share. Thank you very much, Chris. And for all of
you
the
really do, Chris.
For all the regulars, G regular, Chris is a regular, Eric's a regular, Andy's a regular. We've got a lot of people who are big fans of ours, and I cannot tell you how happy that makes us every time we see you guys on the broadcast. So please, by all means, converse with one another. Converse with us. We're going to try to read as many comments as possible, but obviously we get distracted by what we're doing here, and a lot of comments go by. So
really good food.
But just to let you know, we really love the interaction, and that's kind of the advantage of these broadcasts is that we get to interact with people. And please, by all means, come out to the restaurant. We have an extra headset for those of you who want to get on the broadcast with us and just talk a little baseball, talk a little football, whatever it is that we're watching. We want to watch it with you. So whether it's from the comfort of your home, on your couch, or whether you want to come here and have fun with us here at Oskar Blues in Colorado Springs.
Seriously, TJ's going to twerk later.
If they win the series.
No. You said today you were going to twerk if we did something to make you happy or something like that. What was it about?
I can't remember what it was.
Why do I have such a bad memory?
I don't know.
Is it all the drinking we do?
Probably.
It's not good. Jesus Aguilar at the plate for the second time today. God, he is, in Spanish we call him el refrigerador, which means the refrigerator, because he's huge.
G says Ari is a regular. That's true.
Oh, we're so sorry, Ari, for not including you.
I was including Ari in the when I said we, I meant all of us here at Phantom. Ari's a big part of our broadcast down in Dallas. So anytime Dallas is doing something interesting,
more than a big part, he is.
And I'm also really excited. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but Patrick Creighton, former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, is going to be doing some watch parties for us down in Dallas. I'm really excited about it.
Very cool.
Patrick's a super cool dude. I know people in Dallas really enjoyed Patrick as a player and now as a broadcaster too. So we're really excited about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun to see a former Cowboy talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Especially given the fact that the Cowboys are, they are right down. They are on a warpath to 7-9.
What are the Broncos on a warpath?
They're on a warpath to 7-9 as well.
All right. So
Case Keenum. No, I'm not like people always say that. Well, what about the Broncos? What about whatever? I don't care. I don't have a team. If I'm insulting you, I am insulting you indiscriminately. It's not because I have a bias against you. It's just because I like telling jokes.
Because you actually think the other team is better.
And
like
also,
you either being honest or you're trying to piss someone off.
I really do. I really do believe that the Cowboys aren't that good. Ezekiel Elliott's good.
Patrick said the bet was if you got to 8,000 on Twitter, you would twerk,
right.
Remember?
Right.
So he's going to twerk.
At TJ Carpenter Show.
Twerk, 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 twerk. I'm just going to go around the bar and make all these people follow you.
Hey, we got some good viewership on the Twitter machine as well. So we'll start taking a look at some of the chat on there. See what's going on.
Thanks for sharing, G.
For sure.
Don't start, TJ.
What?
Talking shit about Dallas.
Why? What?
That's what G said. He said,
JoJo,
don't start.
I don't want to see that.
You don't
want to
see
me twerk?
Do you want to see me twerk?
Jenna, are you Mexican? That's are you? What is your Hispanic heritage?
I am Irish and Mexican, so I'm like the lightest skinned person in my family.
That is a unique combination.
I've actually met a lot of Irish Mexicans.
Really?
To be honest, yeah, or Irish Hispanics. And there were a lot of Irish that went to Argentina, to South America as well. So
That's
Irish
good.
Latinos. But there's a lot of Mexicans, blue-eyed Latinos. But a lot of people act like they've never seen that before.
I've always been a little bit envious of people who have a really rich cultural heritage because as a white, literally, as a white, my mother's maiden name is White, W-I-G-H-T, and that is after the Isle of Wight, which is just off the coast of England. I am as English gets. So anytime somebody asks me, like, oh, so what's your blood? What's your heritage? Yeah. And I'm like, well, I am English.
Yes.
Super English.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't have jacked up teeth and like a
well,
weird.
Let's see them. Give a good smile to the camera. Yeah. Yeah, they're not too jacked up.
Pretty nice.
They're pretty good. Did you have braces as a kid?
I did. But my
braces.
My top teeth were always pretty straight. My bottom teeth were kind of jacked up.
Yeah, my bottom teeth aren't the best either.
No, seriously, I'm as white gets. I don't know if there's anybody who can, like, and that's the thing too, is like if you're Irish has a pretty rich like culture around Irish or Scottish, Welsh. That's pretty rich heritage wise. The English basically
exist.
I don't know. They raped the planet for about 200 years, and it pissed everybody off, and now I have to bear the brunt of that responsibility moving forward. I didn't have anything to do with imperialism.
Yeah.
I've always been very envious of people who have like really good, strong connection to their
Oh, I
bloodline.
love it. But then I think a lot of people don't understand like why you're so prideful of it, and a lot of people who don't have a rich background.
Oh, I totally get it. I think there's a lot of
understand why you're like, yes, I'm huge, very proud to be Latina, and I mean my family, we still have the McQuillan Castle back in Ireland, and we're proud to be McQuillans as well. I have several of my cousins who got married and instead took.
Do you think you'd get funny looks if you went to Ireland and then told everybody you were Irish?
You know where I got funny looks was Spain. When I told everyone I was Mexican, they were like. Or when I told everybody, that I was Mexican, they were like, yeah, you're the darkest person we've ever seen. And I was like, I'm not that dark. In Mexico, I'm like,
oh, no, but in
really
Spain, they're white people.
Very light. Yeah, very light skin. Very, very fair. So I was like so dark in Spain. I did well there.
Well, see, we associate Spanish with darker complected people.
Right, but that's not true. They do have like dark hair.
Sure.
Dark eyebrows. Their hair is dark.
Right.
And that's not even all of them, They're very, very diverse in, like, the sense that they don't all look the same. I think that's a bad thing about, like, the United States is, like, if you look around here, none of us all look the same. So why do we assume that other countries all look the same just because they're not a country of immigrants necessarily?
Because our human brains are dumb.
Yeah,
Decente asked, do you guys broadcast NFL Denver Broncos games? We absolutely do. We're going to be back out doing that this Sunday for the Broncos and Jets. 11 a.m. start, Henry's 16th Street Tavern, downtown Denver, if you're in the area. JoJo, drop some Irish luck on the Rockies so they can, first, get a hit, and second, score some runs.
I will try to do that, JoJo. I will try. Actually, the first time I met Nolan Arenado, I had been covering the Rockies in Spanish for a couple of months. Never spoken to him. Finally, I just went up to him after the game, and it was a game we won because he's not very happy after games we lose.
Geez, saying he's got a little Irish too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And then so I talked to him and I said, introduced myself and I said, I don't interview that often because unless you can speak some Spanish. He said, oh, I can speak some. And he was like, but can you tell me what are you? Because he didn't understand.
Brett says he thinks you spilled some sauce on the mixer.
What does that mean, Brett?
Maybe that's why we had sound problems earlier. It's because you spilled some sauce. Can't be spilling the sauce. Okay, let's see here. Or maybe you actually did because you can see the mixer. Usually you can't see the mixer on these broadcasts, but
don't get the mixer out of here. You can never see me on the broadcast, but you can see the mixer.
You're there. I fixed the camera.
All of a sudden, just recently.
Chris says my mom is Hispanic but has a very light skin. My dad is white and is dark. Patrick says I did well there. Sounds like me in the South.
Patrick, cheers to you.
Pop fly there by David Dahl, who is now 0 for 2 on the day. Burns is only up to 16 pitches. This guy might be going he might be in there for a little while.
This is his second inning that he's pitching.
Yeah, but he's only 16 pitches
Yeah, he's only 16 pitches in.
Now, see those moments where he's calling a guy off? That is not his ball. That is a dangerous thing to do.
It is.
And
Garcia.
That's where
is cocky.
That's where you lose playoff games. In baseball, those kinds of little errors, that miscommunication, there's every team has always got a Bermuda Triangle somewhere on the field where if that ball is headed in that hole, you're screwed because you know that those three guys who are all capable of making a play on the ball are terrible at communicating with one another. It's impossible to avoid. Every team has it. Every single one.
Garcia, super cool guy, hilarious guy, jokester of the team. I mean, go check out the Brewers Instagram. Mm-hmm. They are just a bunch of jokesters. They like have whole dance parties in the dugout.
Sounds like you're a Brewers fan.
Oh, I'm a baseball fan. I like different teams for different reasons, but I think the Brewers are going to the World Series, and I have said that on multiple broadcasts. I have said that multiple times on social media. The Brewers will win the World Series, or they will lose to the Boston Red Sox, but they will be in the World Series. They're never going to die kind of team. They're hilarious. They make baseball fun, and that's when you play the best, is when you're having fun.
G is about to go follow me. Chris has followed me on Twitter. He said I'm 66 followers away from 8K.
What the heck? Guys, you don't even like him.
Patrick says she imagines that you do well everywhere.
Patrick, I try not to be cocky, you know? But if you want to be cocky for me, I will not stop you.
The Brewers do have a really nice stadium. I'll say that. A nice stadium. They have a slide in their stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, there was definite celebration going down the slide when
right, the mascot does it. He goes up and he does the slide.
Yeah, no, but the player, well, did you see the Rockies player when they clinched a playoff berth? They played in the fountain, where the fountain that goes off for the Rockies every time we hit a home run.
Yeah.
The Brewers go down the slide.
Fire up the fountains, as Jenny Kapnar once said. See, I don't really notice fountains in baseball stadiums anymore because the first Major League Baseball team I covered in Kansas City has a billion fountains because Kansas City is known as the city of fountains. It has more fountains.
Yeah, we should have some mountains in there or something, huh?
There are more fountains in Kansas City than there are in any other city on the planet other than the Vatican. The Vatican is the only place that has more fountains than Kansas City per capita. Little known fact there. Patrick says, my dad bod doesn't even do me so well. G says, give me a follow back, TJ. All right, I will do that right now. Let's see here. Of course, I'm going to have to sift through all these garbage Chiefs people.
G, do you really want him to follow you back?
Chris has almost 7K himself. He's doing well.
Chris followed me a long time ago. I'm glad that you're finally coming around.
Also, I got followed by the CEO of something.
Of Coach.
I need, you know what I need to do? I just need to start looking at my verified mentions.
Patrick, we could go to the gym. Work on the dad bod. I have ran for the last 3 days straight. I'm very proud of that because running is hard, man. Cargo.
Jeff Eisenband retweeted my poll. Let's take a look at these results here.
Cargo just drove into right field.
Carlos Gonzalez. You know, he goes into third.
Wow.
Cargo with a triple. Two-out triple
Yelich
in the top of the fifth. That is really good now. The key here is you got to get him home. And you got to get him home without creating an out because there's only 2 outs here. So I feel like, you know, if you got a runner on third, this is a good situation for the Brewers. But the way that Burns has been pitching in general, I would say, is indicative that he's probably going to get an out here. But
there you go, Carlitos. Little Cargo.
Nice triple there by Carlos Gonzalez. And look, Cargo's one of those guys who you know, much more experienced than basically everybody else on the team.
Absolutely. It could have been. I mean, I was at the last game here in Denver, and, you know, being there, I felt like it was necessary to be there to say goodbye to Cargo, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah.
Gosh. Come on, Carlos. Score! No.
And that is an out.
Desi. No fun. Hi, how are you? No fun to see. Honestly, like every time Desmond comes up in a crucial at-bat, I cringe. It might as well be a pitcher at-bat.
Yeah,
because he's either going to hit a home run or he's not going to do anything.
He can hit a home run.
He can, but it's like, do or die? Only homers? That's the only option I have?
Yep. With Ian Desmond, it is.
Or strike out, or go down looking. God, it's awful. Look, I like the guy, and he's had a better second half to his season than his first half, but he was booed out of Coors Field at one point.
He's a little bit of a pull hitter, and you know, a lot of guys who are feast or famine like that usually are pull hitters. But Desmond has not had a good year. But I wouldn't say that. I still wouldn't say at one point he was their best offensive player. It was him and Trevor Story.
Very short amount of time.
It was true though.
Yes, for a very short amount of time, that statement was true.
But he can hit home runs, and that's why he's still in the order, because home runs are way more important than they have ever been before in baseball, except in the postseason. And that's the thing is, you can't win if you're a home run feast or famine kind of team in the postseason.
Yeah.
The teams that win in the postseason play small ball. They're really good on the base paths. They have great pitching.
A good on-base percentage in the postseason. And the Rockies have been a total home run team. I mean, the last several games, their only offense has been home runs.
All right, so my poll here. What's the most stressful thing about watching postseason baseball? And 22% said runners left on base, 12% said pitching changes, 20% said opponent with runners in scoring position, 46% said Madison Bumgarner.
I would agree with that. The man is frustrating.
It's amazing.
I was trying to tell you, this first conversation I had with Nolan Arenado, we talked about what is my not gender, what is my makeup, like genetics, right? Then we talked about the second thing we talked about is I said, you know, I saw you guys play a game in AT&T Park where Madison Bumgarner hit a grand slam against you guys, and he finished my sentence. I was like, we're Madison Bumgarner, and he goes, hit a freaking grand slam against us, and I was like, yes, it was the worst game I've ever watched at AT&T Park because my heart was broken, and I was actually, because he said we were talking about how we look like similar family members. He kind of looks like my brother. He said I kind of look like his mom. You know, we were talking about. Yeah. And I said, well, maybe I just look familiar because I sat next to the dugout for every game you guys played at AT&T Park for a couple seasons. That was a good time. And in San Diego. But then that's how we got onto Madison Bumgarner. The man is wicked. Yeah. Garcia up to bat. They keep saying Arcia, Orlando Arcia, and it's Arcia. The accent is on the I. Arcia.
I don't know if you can tell, but the broadcaster does not seem to really be able to put Spanish emphasis on his words.
I think he could. I just don't think anyone's ever corrected him. Poor guy. Next pitcher warming up for the Brewers. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name because I'll probably mess it up.
All right. Zach Rosenberg said cargo, exclamation point.
That's right. Cargo.
Back on the Facebook chat. They
couldn't do anything with it, Zach. They couldn't do anything with it.
Garcia, I really don't get on Twitter that much, but when I do, I just promote my brother's artists. Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Patrick Triple, let's see. Chris says, thanks for the follow back, TJ. You're welcome, Chris. You've got a lot of followers, so you must be pretty good on the Twitter machine. Patrick said Desmond sucks. G says, I don't know why Texas let Desmond go. I think he's really good. Patrick was like, for like a week. Yeah, I'm not saying that Desmond's a good player. I'm not a fan of Ian Desmond in general. But there for a little while, that's my point here is that if he can be good for a week, he can become a legend in the postseason.
You know what I really hate?
That dude gets hot. You're not going to lose.
You're talking about Desmond?
Yeah.
You can still lose if Desmond's hot.
I don't know. Not in the postseason.
Absolutely.
Not in the postseason.
Absolutely.
I mean, if everybody else is terrible, you need anyone to be hot.
You need more than one guy to be hot to win a postseason game.
No. You need
and series.
Great pitching, especially from the bullpen. You need flawless defense. You can't make any mistakes defensively.
Right. And
then you also need to have guys who are not necessarily reliable offensive threats to get really, really hot. And that always happens in the postseason. Every World Series team always has that mascot of a player who, like David Freese was that way for the Cardinals a few years ago. You had, let's see here, you had Josh Willingham for the Royals of it's amazing. Unbelievable, really. Let's
Santana
see.
Out at first.
Out at first.
Patrick wants to know.
Shope on the out. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th.
Patrick wants
Milwaukee
to know,
leads
did
2-0.
Desmond play for the Royals or something? Why are you hyping him up so much?
Desmond? No, I don't think Desmond played for.
Because you're talking about him so positively.
I'm just saying that of the bats that are in the lineup, I would say that Ian Desmond can potentially be one of your more valuable ones if he's hitting well. I'm not necessarily worried about Desmond. Guys I'm worried about are at the top of the order. I'm worried about Blackman and LeMahieu and Arenado because those are the guys you have to be good. You have to have them be the player they're supposed to be.
Right, but you got players like David Dahl or Tony Walters even showed up last game.
I'm just saying anything from Desmond is gravy. Like I don't expect anything of him.
He's the sprinkles on top.
So like saying, oh wow, man, I'm like very disappointed in Ian Desmond. How can I be? I know what he is. But if he gets hot, like that's great. But if he's not, then like why would you rely on Ian Desmond ever? Like, I would never expect Ian Desmond to be good. But if he is, like I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, MLB did a whole sort of matchup.
G says favorite baseball player ever. Who's your favorite baseball player ever?
Oh man, maybe Nolan Ryan. Maybe
Nolan Ryan. You're not even old enough to know who Nolan Ryan is.
I have a signed baseball by Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, but did you watch him pitch?
Yeah,
did you? No, you didn't.
There's
no way you watched him pitch.
Plenty of games I've watched. Doesn't mean it had to be live. Favorite baseball player that's current, Greg or G?
I saw Ian. This is what I know Nolan Ryan from. I saw Nolan Ryan get Robin Ventura in a headlock and then punch him in the face repeatedly. That's what I saw at 50. That's what I saw Nolan Ryan do. So I admire Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan was the GM and manager of baseball operations when the Rangers went to back-to-back World Series. So he deserves credit for that. But
I just think
Bob Uecker on the screen.
I think there's a lot that he represents to me. Just
Bob
resilience.
Bob Uecker is calling a game in a stadium that has a fake Bob Uecker sitting in the stands. That's how much of a legend Bob Uecker is. Bob Uecker is my favorite baseball player of all time, and he's not even a baseball player. No, Uecker. This is how old Bob Uecker is. Bob Uecker was old when they made Major League, and that was in like the early '80s. He was old then. That was 40 years ago. He has been old my entire life. Bob Uecker.
That means he's been even older.
Now that what's his face? I can't. I'm drawing a blank. From L.A. Legendary play-by-play guy, Vin Scully. Because Vin Scully retired. Bob Uecker's like the head. He's the legend. I mean, he was a legend when Vin Scully was in, but everybody talked about how great Scully was. Uecker doesn't get the same amount of credit because he's not the Dodgers play-by-play man. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know how many innings Uecker calls these days, but I'm guessing it's still quite a few. I think Scully was only calling like the first 4, and then he called the 9th. I think and then everybody else, it was like Charlie Steiner calls the games. I'm saying a lot of names that you don't even recognize right now.
I know Vin Scully. I know Jenny Kavanaugh named her son Vin after Vin Scully. Did you know that?
THC breaks, LOL. Let's see. Should we correct Jena on Madison's last name?
I'm going to correct you. We're going to change this into a Spanish broadcast. Are you ready? Let's go.
Am I ready?
¿Listo?
What? ¿Por qué?
It's porque.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
Just kidding, guys.
I'm
can't. Terrible. I literally I couldn't read until
I took
college.
5 years of Spanish and I can't speak a lick.
I struggled my
take that
whole
back. I can speak a lick.
Okay, you said porque. That's not a lick.
Tell
me something that doesn't involve a curse word. And
Mi nombre es Tejota.
That is not a lick. That is not even.
That's a lick.
That is not a
It's
lick.
a lick of Spanish.
No.
Let's see here. Curtis says Ian Desmond is a multi-time All-Star and Gold Glove player, and $70 million coming his way for the postseason. It would be a disappointment if Desmond did even average. That's why the Rocks signed him. Yeah, I mean, he was.
You would hope, Curtis. You would hope.
But at this point in his career, it's like Carlos Gonzalez. I don't expect. Carlos Gonzalez was a good player. He's now kind of a boat anchor on the team. He's not as good as he was 2 years ago. Not even close. But yeah, Desmond for a time was really, really good. When he was with the Rangers, he was really good. Let's see. Chris says also Griffey, great video games for Super Nintendo. That's right. Ken Griffey Jr. The what's the name of that game for Nintendo 64? It was like Ken Griffey's Home Run Derby or something. I can't remember what it was.
I only had Super Nintendo.
Chris Bennett says, Yo soy fiesta. Patrick, I want some boudin balls.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it, Patrick?
Boudin.
How come you skipped the other comments?
Which one?
TJ is 45, for anyone who didn't know. He's an old MF.
Am I 45? Am I 45 years old? I don't believe I am. Pretty sure I'm 32.
Someone on the broadcast thought you
Brent Malia joining us here.
We're 45.
Check out Brent Malia on tjsagent.com. Also, brentmalia.com. He was my wife and I's real estate agent and helped us get a phenomenal house in Parker, Colorado. So definitely check out Brent. Anytime you can. If you're looking for a house, he's your guy.
He's practically Thor. If you're looking for a house, he will get you a house.
But see, people act as though like that's
mountains.
A real thing. Brent changes the world.
No, I know you believe that's a real thing. And that's why I'm telling people, because you really believe that he is Thor.
All right, Ionetta gets beat out at first. Ionetta was trying to get to the bag, could not do so.
1 out. Top of the 6, 2-0.
Anibal is in is in at.
I didn't even try to pronounce his name. 46.
Go ahead, try to pronounce it. Nibal. It's that easy.
Try to pronounce Jesus Aguilar.
Jesus Aguilar.
No, he calls it Anjejo.
Anjejo.
Añejo.
Añejo. I know what añejo is. It's tequila.
Why did you call it Anjejo?
Because I'm being silly. I like to be silly.
Hey, Oskar Blues, since we got here, has really.
Vicente says, "Por qué?" You said it right, Jenna. Ari says, "Is Robert O'Rourke or Beto O'Rourke? Is it Robert or Beto?"
Beto.
Paulos says, "You two are my heroes."
Paulos.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Paul,
hope you're enjoying the game.
Your decision. I understand why I would be someone's hero, but TJ Carpenter.
Yeah, man.
TJ freaking Carpenter.
Let's see here. Euchre used to be a baseball player. Self-admittedly, he says he was a bad baseball player.
Ooh, right. Manny Pena got hit in the eye on that backswing.
Euchre is a bigger star in Milwaukee than most of the players who play for the Brewers.
Poor guy. Hit in the eye.
Let's see. Ari says, Ken Griffey baseball for N64. The intro of the game would say, Call me Junior. Brewers going to the World Series? I don't think so.
I do. I said I think they're going.
So you're taking them against the Rockies in this series?
Again, I showed everyone my matchups.
That's so surprising given how much of a homer you are.
I'm not a homer.
What?
I'm not a homer.
Are you? Not.
I'm a huge fan of the Rockies.
You're not wearing your
You're
not wearing your Rockies jersey today. I'm surprised by that.
I am wearing Rockies gear.
This silo burger is fantastic.
See?
Oh, there we go.
Signed by the 07 World Series Rockies team.
That's very nice. You know what would be a lot more valuable than that hat?
What?
A hat signed by the 07 Red Sox
Well, I met Dustin Pedroia's family, so that was as good as I could get to the 07 Red Sox.
Chris said, didn't Bud Selig own the Brewers while he was commissioner? He did. He did. G says, guess Ari didn't like watching with us here on Phantom.
Ooh, Ari.
Ari is over on the YouTube chat. Is Ari gone? Where did Ari go?
Ari. People are tattling on you, Ari.
Top of the 6th inning here. McMahon is at the plate.
People are tattling on you, Ari.
0-2 the count. There's the pitch. Nabel
I'm just shocked McMahon is in this game, to be honest with you.
Why?
Because he hasn't really been doing anything special. Not special enough to be in this game.
Well, you know, look, they're kind of at the point in the season where they're using anybody who they think can help in a singular situation. They may get him out of there here pretty soon. He may only get one at bat.
Oh, he's on the roster, on the lineup for today. In the lineup for today.
McMahon, 232 during the regular season. That one high and outside. 96 miles an hour on that pitch for Nabel.
Not bad, not bad. I've gotten a couple comments saying that the Facebook feed isn't working, or as well as the YouTube one, so let us know.
Yeah, the YouTube one's doing pretty well, guys.
And I'm trying to send the YouTube ones to...
Garage Mahal says, not while he was commish, so he had to give up ownership of the Brewers to be the commissioner. Yeah. Good call there, Garage Mahal.
Send. Copy link. I don't do that often on YouTube.
Nabel shaking off the catcher there. 10 pitches in. It's 2-2. McMahon takes a pitch inside. It is now a full count, 3-2.
It would be cool to see a wild card World Series, Rockies Yankees.
Yeah,
that'd be a cool matchup. My uncle Bob, who's married to my Aunt Bobby, Robert and Roberta. It's pretty hilarious. Good people, great people, best people I know. McMahon walks.
McMahon draws the walk, and so they got a runner on. That's really been their best, one of their better
This is the
friends
best
in this game.
situation that they've had so far, that they have a runner on and only one out.
Right, and they're going back into the top of the order here.
Right.
So, I think this is a pretty good chance for them to score.
Yeah, we need to see Blackman actually do something, though, right now.
Well, Blackman's getting under the ball too much.
Right. Well, look at that swing. Lifting.
If he pops out again, that'll be 3 pop-outs in this game for Blackman.
My Uncle Bob told me, who's a huge Yankees fan, that if the Red Sox, if it comes down to Yankees, Rockies, Wild Card World Series, we're going.
Oh, Paul says, you guys are still my heroes for live streaming a play-by-play, but go Brewers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hey, the Brewers are a likable team.
Honestly, I think I have the Brewers winning this in my bracket. I have the Brewers winning this series.
Hey, they may win it. They're good enough to do that.
Oh,
for
no,
sure.
I totally believe they will win it.
I think some of these matchups favor the Rockies. And
in what way? Which matchup?
Well, once they come back around to their better pitchers, I think you'll start to see that the offense for the Rockies is going to start to flare up a little bit. I think that the Brewers are really, really good. And they, like I said earlier, they've got a lot of experience, but I think that overall talent for the Rockies is better. But it's not like the Brewers are a bad team. Sometimes the less talented but better executable team is the one that wins.
What I was going to say is that I actually think that the Rockies do have more talent, but what the Brewers have is the fact that they know they don't have the talent. They know that they have to work together to actually win games, and they play like a team. Like, every man isn't out there for himself. Every man is out there for each other a lot more. You see the Brewers' rotation. They will move second, shorts, and third. They will rotate all those positions, even with outfield players. They're not a consistent lineup, where the Rockies have a very consistent lineup that they don't have very much flexibility within.
Tommy Boy says Brewers pitchers are on fire. And then Garage Mahal says overall talent for the Brewers is better. They're much deeper.
I think the Brewers is I don't think their talent, like the capacity that the Rockies have, is way higher, but they haven't reached that cap yet. I don't think that they're performing at the level that they could be performing at. Nolan Arenado has not reached his cap of greatness.
Well, if you
Trevor
think about
Story hasn't reached his cap of greatness.
If you think about, we were talking about Ian Desmond earlier. Ian Desmond and Carlos Gonzalez are both, like, at one point you could consider them both top 10 players in the league, and they are in the bottom half of the order for the Rockies. So
Ian Desmond and who did you say first?
Carlos Gonzalez.
Oh.
So Cargo and those are some of their players that aren't quite as good. You know, like Nolan Arenado. Arenado's the best player on the field. He's just been struggling as of late.
Yeah. But he's not.
But the talent is there.
Yeah, I would say that the Rockies' talent is here, and they're not reaching it. They're playing down here.
Right.
Which is why I don't think that
there is a lot to the fact that the Brewers play together really, really well. They're showing Lorenzo Cain there on the screen. Cain, a former Kansas City Royal. That was one of those things that defined the Royals, was that they didn't really have a great individual talent. You know, there wasn't anybody on that team that you were like, oh, wow, that guy's incredible.
Right. But even
the closest would have been Salvador Perez, but he was really more of a defensive catcher than he was an offensive threat. Mm-hmm. So there's absolutely a lot to the idea of the Brewers being a better overall team. But I still think it only takes one. It only takes one moment for a player to define a series, and
I think that's
the better players sometimes do that.
The thing is, in the Rockies, if you're part of the Rockies fan base, you're waiting in this series. You are seriously sitting here waiting, and you're desperately expecting Trevor Story or Nolan Arenado to step up to the plate and actually do something incredible. Yeah. Where in the Brewers fan base, it could be any of those guys.
Garage Mahal says that Cain was brought up in the Brewers minor league system. He was traded to Kansas City, as we were talking about a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Tommy said Brewers have a certain culture and camaraderie.
They really do. I was trying to say this earlier. They are so fun. They joke around, mess around, play. They literally, the Rockies have this thing.
LeMahieu here is he's in a hole. He's a 0-2, 2 outs, runner on first.
Ain't gonna happen, LeMahieu. But hey,
wow,
prove
that
me
is
wrong.
Defeatist.
Prove me wrong.
He went straight
DJ has
ain't happening, bro.
Prove me wrong.
He's going to try to take second, and he is safe.
He calls him safe.
McMahon took second on the pitch.
Not often that you beat Orlando Arcia on a steal. Not often. He's wicked fast. Holy crap.
Well, Arcia is at second. The catcher is the one who has to make the play.
Arcia had the
catcher. The catcher's the one who has to make the throw. See, speaking of Salvador Perez, that was way too high. That ball had no chance. He has to get that ball down near the base.
So that the tag is faster.
Right. So, see, that's...
Oh, wait, no, the tag.
Oh, he got him.
He gets him.
McMahon is going to get called out at second.
They're going to review it. Oh, crap.
McMahon is out. He is clearly out.
Yeah,
that is not even debatable. See, the only reason the umpire called him safe is because he couldn't see the tag. But that is on the challenge. That is clearly an out.
I learned something yesterday. I learned that
that's going to be the end of the top of the sixth.
I learned from somebody who was watching with us at the wild card game. They said when they watch in replay, they don't watch in slow mo. We see slow mo on the screen, but they watch replay in the same speed as play happens.
That's out. Yep. Well, you would need to watch that in slow.
You wouldn't need to watch that in slow motion, but like for some of the calls that
you would just have
Cubs
to see it at a different angle.
I think you would have needed to see them in slow mo to really see the right call, but they don't see it in slow mo. They have to make it with real time calling, which makes it harder. So I can like back off on the umps a little bit, despite my disagreements with some of their calls sometimes. Rockies are up and coming, but somewhat surprising this year, much like the Brewers last year. That's what I said about them. The Rockies' year is 2019. It's not a 2018 World Series team. 2019, wait for him.
JJ said, yep, Jena is right. Just praying Story, Arenado, and Charlie do something.
Where the Brew crew is, it could be anybody. It was Arcia the other night. Often it's Aguilar. Often it's Yelich. I mean, freaking Lorenzo Cain. They all play. They just give their heart out all the time.
Chris says, I don't care whether you own the Brewers. He was terrible. Selig.
All right.
Bud Selig, I think maybe the best thing about Bud Selig is that when he retired, they made this museum to Bud Selig in Milwaukee. And I think that they created a like 3D virtual Bud Selig that is in the. That's actually in there.
That's awesome. Hi.
Except for the one call in the Dodgers, we've got post on every replay call we've got.
The replay calls have not gone the Rockies'
Not
ways.
gone the Rockies' way. That's awesome.
For sure.
That's
oh,
so
fantastic.
Cool. Thank you.
That's awesome.
1874 to present, and I also play vintage baseball. We play by the rules of
Is it Haddix or Haddix? Haddix.
Yeah.
Haddix.
Very
So
cool. Very cool.
cvbba.org.
Yeah, it's a Colorado Vintage Baseball Association. We play by the rules of 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
some old-timey
all
baseball.
The rules of 1864.
Check that out.
No females.
There
no.
you go. Signings, presentations, other events. Roger P. Haddix, author of Images of Baseball in Colorado Springs.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Check that out. Check that out if you're ever in the Springs. Go give Digger a visit. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cheryl's saying he's safe. He's not safe. He is definitely out. Sorry, Cheryl. That was definitely an out. G says, I know you get tired of working,
very
brother.
Cool. I didn't even know they had that here.
Let's see. Don't worry.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to ask you any Cowboys questions.
We're Phantom. We cover sports on social
Yeah,
media.
Ari does do a pretty good job of answering all the questions. I've watched those daily shows. Ari is on it. He is on it. About as on it as you can be, actually. I don't know if Ari skips questions. Maybe he does, but I haven't seen that. Every time I go and see Ari's daily show, he's got hundreds of people asking him the same question, and he'll keep answering them. He will give you the information you desire, even if you're late to the party. Man, the silo burger is good. This silo burger is so good. We're here live at Oskar Blues in Colorado Springs.
What's your name?
Jenna.
Jenna. I'm Roger. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Roger. Do you watch often here at Oskar Blues?
Not often, no. But
All right.
I've come here to,
Are they going to say, yep.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Russin now, just 2 pitches in, gives up a base runner.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I would say so far you've been correct in your assertion that the Brewers are a better team because they've played better, they've made fewer mistakes, they're hitting better, they're pitching better. Pretty much all 3 phases. The fact this is only a 2-run game is a little surprising because they have had plenty of base runners in this game, and Colorado is just trying to get through it, man. They're just trying to get through it. Tommy says they do have that there. You talking about the virtual Bud Selig? I need to go see the virtual Bud Selig. I haven't seen it. I really wished instead of doing a virtual Bud Selig, they had done like Robot Lincoln. You know, like they have at Disney World. They've got those fake presidents. I wish they'd done that with Bud Selig, because that if anybody could be a creepy robot mannequin, Bud Selig. Bud Selig, I think, is technically like that's his species. He is the creepy robot mannequin, Bud Selig. At least that seemed like that was the case when he was commissioner. Let's see here. I feel bad for the Rockies and the schedule they just went through. They put on a few miles in the last 72 hours. That's true. At least Milwaukee wasn't very far and in the same time zone. Yeah, but the bus ride from Wrigley, from Colorado to L.A. to Chicago after the loss was a bus ride. Yeah, correct. 3D Selig. Yeah, 3D Bud Selig. Bud Selig was, who was more disliked? I don't think anybody is as disliked as Roger Goodell is now, but Bud Selig was pretty disliked in his day, and David Stern was pretty disliked. Although I guess they're at the end, but David Stern was a little bit more liked. But man, Stern always got booed. He always got booed. That's when it started. It started with the booing. JoJo says I really don't like Puig. Yasiel Puig. Yes. All right, no outs. Ryan Braun is at the plate. Braun 1 for 2 on the day. 0-2 the count here. Russin has him on the ropes, ahead in the count. Good for Russin. I do think Rockies fans are probably a little nervous right now because Chris Russin he's had his ups and his downs, let's just say, this year. Russin with the pitch, and that one's right down the middle, fouled off by Braun, stays 0-2. Are you guys Braun fans? Do you like Braun? I always thought that Ryan Braun, Braun was one of these guys who was really, really talented, and then the whole steroid thing happened, and he obviously lied about it, and then blamed the guy who was transferring the samples to try to get away with it. Didn't work. Tommy says he can't stand Goodell. He is ruining the NFL with these rules. I agree with that, man. I hate the way that the rules are being applied. There we go. That is an out there. Double play. No. My apologies. One out there. Yelich has to return to first. All righty here. One out. Take a look here. Braun goes straight. Okay. What was going on that play? Okay, because he went back to first. Because you can't touch first base. So they was automatically called out there. So Braun is now on first. Yelich is out. And Russin now 6 pitches in. Shaw went 0 for 1 in his first at bat. Russin delivers 88 outside, swing and a miss. And it is no 0-1 count now on Shaw. Braun's clutch at times, but hits into all kinds of double plays. Yeah. Braun's so mad. Braun was so upset on that play. Yelich. Yelich is not quite, didn't quite realize what was going on there. That's not really on Yelich, though. Braun's just yelling for the sake of yelling, I feel like. He's Yelichin to Yelich. He's yelling at Yelich. Let's talk more about 3D Bud Selig. G says, let's see here. G says he does. I would lose my shit if I had to answer the same Dez question every day too. LOL. Is Dez going back? Is Dez coming back to the Cowboys? That's what I've noticed about Ari's shows is that Ari will have these shows that are about one player that could or could not be either acquired or traded from the team that he is covering. First it was Kawhi, and he did about 50 Kawhi shows in a row. And then it was Earl Thomas, and he did about 50 Earl Thomas shows in a row. And now it's Dez because the Cowboys have realized the error of their ways and are now trying to get Dez Bryant back. Because that's, the team that needs Dez Bryant the most is the Cowboys. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 runner on. Aguilar at the plate. That one right down the pike and fouled away. 0-1 now on Aguilar. Dez is done. Is Dez done, Chris? Is he? I don't. Why is he still getting the Dez questions? Where's Ari? We need to have an answer to these Dez questions. If you're watching on YouTube, we're checking out the comments there. We're also checking out the comments on Phantom's Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/watchphantom. And let's see. We've got some people on the Twitter machine as well giving us some comments.
You don't know what it says, huh?
He says I'm white as fuck. My fiance is Latina and dark as fuck. TJ necesita esta chica en su vida. ¿Cómo se llama?
He said you need this girl in your life. Me.
Oh.
Because I'm brown and you're white.
Is that the case?
That's apparently the guidelines.
Is that so?
That's why we do a multilingual, multicultural broadcast here.
His injuries are up and stats not good the last 3 years. Teams don't want that risk versus reward with Bryant. Maybe. But I think he'd definitely help the Cowboys. Dez can't stay off Twitter and has hurt himself if he ever wanted to sign with a team. Everybody keeps saying that. Why do you think that that's such a big problem for teams? It's like, oh, no, this player tweeted something that's controversial. Oh, we can't sign that guy because he tweeted something. It's so stupid.
Social media is such a big part of everything. Why is that stupid? In
I'm
other
not saying it's
jobs,
not a big part of it.
I know people who have broadcast for teams before and who have had to go through their old tweets and make sure they delete any old tweets that are against that team. Like, let's say you're trying to broadcast for the Rockies. Don't have any negative tweets about the Rockies, or they will not staff you.
Why?
That has happened.
That seems incredibly.
That has happened before.
That seems incredibly insecure by the Rockies.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I know that your tweets and your social media accounts, if you're posting about you're drunk all the time, people don't like it. As a teacher, if you post that you're drinking every evening, your school district doesn't like it.
But so they don't like honesty? Doesn't that give people incentive to lie?
I think it's really crazy, honestly. I think I agree with you. I think that it's absurd. It's an absurd idea that you can't live your life outside of your work life and do whatever the heck you want because you're a free human being in the United States. Like, we're not in another country where you can't do whatever you want.
Let's see. Adam says, no run, bro. Let's go, Rockies. Get that offense rolling. That's what Ari says. Tommy, he can still play for sure when he is healthy, even when smaller injuries seem to affect his production the last couple of seasons. Adam also says, need Brewers to win. Ari, don't jinx me. Got 25 on this game. $2,500, Adam?
That's a lot, Adam. It's a lot. On this game alone or the series total,
he's got $2,500 on the Brewers
just
to win this game? Or the series? Because you should never bet $2,500 on a baseball game. Because
on one single game, because they can go really any which way.
That's right.
They really can. Did you hear this guy? He said that the way they play, like they still literally women protest for rights to vote on the sideline.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no people of color allowed at this event, basically.
Well, they're trying to recreate people of color are allowed. I don't know if people of color would want to go in.
Section in the colored box.
You know, Babe Ruth was black.
Have you heard this thing about how Kanye thinks Abraham Lincoln was black?
Well, I have. He said he didn't know whether he was.
That was kind of Southern of you.
He said he didn't know whether he was black or white. That's what he said.
Right.
He also said a bunch of other stuff. He said he was being pressured into not wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat on SNL. I don't think people realize Kanye West is contrarian to be contrarian. That's what he is.
Oh, he's you. You are Kanye West. You should
he is a disagreeable.
You should change your name on Twitter to the real Kanye West.
He's a disagreeable guy, and you know what?
You're 99% disagreeable.
I am very disagreeable. But see, that's the thing is I like Kanye, and I don't like it when people act like Kanye is. You know, they try to assign things to Kanye that he doesn't actually believe, which I can also relate to. But that's really just because he's disagreeable and they don't like him. Because they don't like people who challenge the status quo. And regardless of what the status quo is, he's going to challenge it. That's it.
No, what Kanye's doing is challenging the black status quo.
He's challenging every status quo.
Not every.
He is challenging every status quo.
With like the white status quo.
Do you remember when Kanye was on the Hurricane Katrina telethon with Mike Myers and then just blurted out George Bush hates black people?
No, I don't. How old was I when Hurricane Katrina happened?
No, that would have been 2004. So
I was in middle school or something.
It's been Kanye's been doing this for decades.
I did not see that, but I do remember when he hated on Taylor Swift.
Top of the 7th, one out already.
Nolan Arenado up to bat. We didn't make any game predictions. What's your prediction for the end of this game? Who do you predict will do something for the Rockies?
Well, we're already 7 innings into the game, so.
So, make your prediction. Do you think this is the final score?
2-0?
Yeah.
No, I think we may see 3 more runs. I don't know if those 3 runs are going to go to
That's
Milwaukee, to Colorado, or to both.
That's such an easy prediction.
3-2 Brewers. That's what I think happens here. 3-2 Brewers.
You think the Rockies come back and tie it up, and then the Brewers go up 1? Or do you think the Brewers go up 1 and the Rockies get 2, and they just can't get the 3rd?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. Although I will say, if Milwaukee scores again, I think the Rockies are toast. If the Brewers score again.
Actually, I can give you this stat specifically.
They're warming up Hader in the bullpen. Hader was a fairly controversial figure earlier this year. Do you remember that Hader? Hader had a lot of controversy surrounding him, I believe, about an incident in college. Is that correct? Or was it?
Tweets?
No.
It
was,
Are you talking about the tweets?
Perhaps it had been. Yes,
it
had been some insensitive, racially.
It was in high school. The tweets were in high school.
High school, or yeah, but it was before he was with the Brewers. It was like a while ago.
Yes, it was high school tweets.
Let's see here. Too bad Yelich didn't get that homer last game. Could have had the Triple Crown. Yeah, look, the Triple Crown is one of those things. I remember Pujols chased it, and then Cabrera finally got it. And because I remember, like, Tim Kurchin had been chasing Albert Pujols getting the Triple Crown for like 5 years, because Pujols was so close so many times. And then finally Cabrera did it, and then after he got the Triple Crown, he just kind of fell off. I mean, Cabrera is still an amazing baseball player.
But it's like once you reach your goal, you kind of just let it go.
Adam says, Rockies' offense is so up and down. When they ain't swinging, they usually last the whole game. That's true. Alberto, I'm an Indians fan. We are going to win. She is hot.
Thank you, Alberto. And the Indians are not going to win. I'm sorry. Am I less hot for saying that? I get it. I understand the concept of, like, wanting your team, desiring your team to win so badly. I want to say the Rockies will win today and this entire series. I want to say the Rockies will go to the World Series and win it too.
Nabel the pitch, and that is low and outside, swing and a miss. That is Nabel's first strikeout of the game. 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. Arenado goes back to the dugout, and he has not had. I
was trying to find the Arenado stats for at bat with 2 outs on, with 2 outs. But
Alberto said, "No, you're not less hot."
Well, thanks, Alberto. At least you can be realistic about stuff.
That's good.
I can be realistic. I also think, okay, have you seen David Dahl lately? Because he looks like he's trying to become the next Charlie Blackmon. His beard is. He's trying to have a cool beard.
Could you look up what that was with Hader?
Yeah, I will look up that. But I wanted to tell you guys, it's top of the 7th, right?
Yeah.
And when the Rockies are behind, let's see, behind after the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning, so let's just say after the 7th, if they're behind, they have only won 6 out of 56, and they've lost 56. So they're not a comeback team. The Brewers are a comeback team. It doesn't matter if they're down. They will win. They can win.
Adam says Rockies have scored 2 runs in the last 16 innings. With the talent they have, has to be frustrating.
So frustrating, Adam.
Yeah, look, their inability to that's not right. 2 runs in the last 16 innings? I guess that is right, because they haven't scored any runs today.
Because they had 13 innings in the game against Chicago, and today's game is 7, so yeah. No, that's more.
Right, well, he's not counting the run that they scored at the beginning of the game in the wild card game.
Gotcha.
16 innings. They're 20 innings away. All right, let's see here. Tommy says, after 4,000 miles traveled the last 3 days, I can't blame them for a sluggish game. They're probably going to drop this one. It looks like the Brewers are a better team right now. But that you know what? All it takes is one bad pitcher, and that changes. So the Rockies have also been playing the 3 best teams in the league, so there's that. Yeah. Thanks, Garage Mahal. Cheryl says.
No.
Sorry about that.
Cheryl.
Cheryl says,
Nolan?
Jena, Uncle Mike wants to know where you are.
Uncle Mike?
Where are our bats? There's a comma in there that was confusing me.
Like yours and mine, Mom? I don't know. I didn't even know you had a bat.
Chris, hey, Jenna, Kyrie just announced he plans on re-signing with Boston.
Nice. That's going to be awesome. Because Jason Tatum is the prince.
Oh, my God.
Future king.
I remember when
Future
Boston
king.
was acting like Jason Tatum did something when he dunked on LeBron James and then hit a three-point shot. Yeah,
no one goes at LeBron that calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, but you know what happened after that? He turned the ball over twice, missed 2 wide-open threes, and then they lost the game because LeBron just decided to score 11 points.
Well, see, here's the thing.
So,
haven't you ever done something and you're like, yes, I'm so ready. And then you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, so what Tatum did was just piss off the king and then lose the series
and
for
how
Boston.
many sons piss off their fathers? Tons.
So you're saying that LeBron is Tatum's daddy? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And LeBron will eventually succeed the throne to Tatum.
Chris says Katrina was 2005, so that would have been 2005 when Kanye.
At that point, I was in high school.
Kanye said that George Bush hates black people.
So, yeah, I found the Josh Hader tweets. They were racist, homophobic, and misogynistic tweets.
That's not good. That seems to be a lot of bad things for a tweet to be. Racist, homophobic, and misogynistic?
Yes, the tweets included numerous
I think that's the
uses
triple
of the
crown
N-word.
of bigotry.
He got the triple crown. Just kidding.
Not Yelich. It was Hader.
Yeah, it was Hader. The tweets included numerous uses of the N-word and allusion to white power next to an emoji of a closed fist.
Well, here's a guy who's very easy to root against then.
Oh, yeah. What scares me is the mere fact that he spends quite a lot of time here in Colorado Springs.
You know who's got Hader does?
Yeah, for the Sky Sox. Sometime.
David Dahl, 0 for 2. His beard looks a little bit like your brother's beard.
No, it doesn't.
Looks a little bit like your brother's beard.
No, it doesn't.
I think it does.
My brother is so much darker than David Dahl.
Hader in there at 97. 1 and 2 on the count as Dahl fouls it away.
Let's see. I'm going to get...
You know what they need here? They need a solo shot.
David Dahl is trying with that beard. David Dahl is officially trying to be the next Charlie Black.
Garage Mahal says Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seriously, enough said.
Yep.
Giannis, it's a beast.
Giannis is really, really good. He's one of those freaks of nature. I wouldn't put him. No, I would. He's up there with Joel Embiid as one of those freakish big men. Although they're just different style players. Antetokounmpo is not as much. He's more of a back to the basket guy. Although, I mean, he can do a lot of stuff. I'm not. There it is. Strikeout there for Hader. 6 pitches. He gets the outs, and we are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning.
This is one of the tweets that Hader posted.
Funny how you never see a black person getting mauled by a shark. Hashtag Shark Week because they scared of the water. Yeah, that's not
really appropriate.
Not a great tweet.
Some would say you don't have all great tweets either.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm never on Twitter? Racist, misogynistic, or homophobic. So I can piss people off, but it's never.
And you do. Oh, you do.
Hey, but see, that's the thing. If you're pissed off at my tweets, it's because you're an irrational sports fan. Not because...
Which are all sports fans. All sports fans are irrational about their team. That's what makes you a sports fan. That's what makes you a good fan.
Alberto says, I love TS Woman.
What's TS?
Los says, Giannis over LeBron all day in 2018.
Wow.
You're going to say Giannis is going to be better than LeBron in 2018? That's a weird to compare those two players because they're not anything alike. But, Tommy, coming from a pro in any sport, that's a poor decision.
What,
that's right.
Being racist? Yeah.
Yeah, being racist, misogynistic, and homophobic in tweets is a bad idea. Garage says Giannis is the man. He is the man. He is really, really good.
Giannis is the man, and I think Giannis will do great things, but I have bet against LeBron James enough times to know you don't bet against LeBron anymore.
Alberto says Rockies will win because YOU baby girl look hot like smock.
What's up?
Sure. Coming, let's see. Fan is for fanatic, right? We're fanatic about our team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, right. Yeah, fanatic. Sure. Yeah. Right.
And
But,
you call them irrational.
No. Well, see, it's okay to be irrational, and it's okay to be irrational about sports because it's entertainment. We're all enjoying it. You have a rooting interest, and it doesn't matter what the rationale behind it is. What I will say is that when it goes too far, and you get to where you identify yourself too much with the team, like it's too much a part of your identity as a person. That's when it gets a little dangerous. That's when you start hearing like racism and misogyny, and you start hearing all these really bad, hateful insults and things. That's when people text random numbers. This is true. Random people have texted my wife in the past saying that they wanted to rape her because I said that their quarterback was going to struggle.
That is pretty bad. But how do they get your wife's number?
Because people are crazy. They go up they look it up online.
Well, why is her
they
number
have resources. Well, everybody's got your number is listed somewhere.
Not mine.
I don't know how they find it. They just find it.
Secrets.
I try to keep my stuff secret and private. I mean, for a long time there, my number was up on my Facebook page because I wasn't like a quote unquote public figure, and I realized very quickly that whether you're a public figure or not, you probably shouldn't put your phone number on Facebook.
Oh yeah, on Instagram you can put that, and I just decided.
Garage Mahal says Giannis is a lot like LeBron. How is he like LeBron?
Yeah, I would say Giannis has similarities to LeBron. The way that his style of play, I could see that.
Tom says, LOL, went back to your stream to see Yelich play and realized you're commenting on a live baseball game without knowing baseball's rules.
What rules are those?
Garage Mahal
TJ
says
doesn't know baseball.
Giannis can play any position. Paul, obviously not good tweets, even if they weren't meant to be taken seriously. But I think he's learned his lesson. Yeah, but I mean.
Well, and you do have to give the guy a break. He was 17. Like, I didn't say the smartest things at 17. One time I asked for a guacamole tostada at a restaurant, and I was like a senior in high school, and I was like, "Do you think is there any guacamole on that?" But I thought it was like it was an avocado tostada, and I asked if they had guacamole on it. It's not the smartest thing I've ever said.
Mike Moustakis. Mike Moustakis. Yep. Popped it up. And that one is going to be taken care of by Blackman.
Blackman? Wow. Drafted by the Rockies, Craig Consul. Look at that. What a little baby boy. I mean, he still looks young, but he looks like he looks 10 in that picture.
Yeah.
He looks 10 years old.
I think he was probably 18, 17, 18 in that picture. Now he's an old man.
Nah, he doesn't even look old. He looks younger than you.
Does he?
You know what I think people are giving you the old card for is because because of the beard.
Because of the beard?
I think it makes you look older.
It does make me look pretty. If you're on first and fielder catches ball in the air, player must go back to first. First baseman fielder acted like he caught it and tricked Yelich to go back to first. Whatever. That's just you're just being bitter about something.
Tom, are you going for the Brewers? Because to be honest, I think that they have a much better chance of coming out of this game.
JJ says Alberto needs to dial it back a bit. Alberto's saying she hot.
I guess I'm not that hot. I'm only like hot. Not that many hots, Alberto. Sorry.
All right, 1 and 2 the count here on Pena.
Pena. Ay, Manny
Pena.
I guess you didn't say it terrible.
Okay. Here's the pitch, and that one's down the middle.
Powerful at bat.
Pena.
Powerful batter. Why don't you just delete that by now?
I will eventually. I haven't had time.
Well, have you pooped at all in the last several days? Because you could have done it one of those times. Probably not, because you don't need anything grain.
Alrighty. Bottom of the 7th
2-0.
inning here. 1 out. Russon's
I
taking
really
his
need more alcohol.
sweet time.
Look, for somebody who's had a very rough, no words could describe Chris Russin better than a very rough season. He pitched great the other night.
Alberto's saying I'm hot too.
Ah.
That's right, Alberto.
No, he said he hot too. Oh, you. I thought he meant Alberto
Me.
himself was hot.
I'm hot.
Alberto, are you yourself hot?
I bet Alberto is hot.
You were like probably hot when you weren't 45. Sometime way back when.
I was telling Joshua Briscoe, who hosts the Flyover on Phantom, and does a lot with WT football as well, which should be debuting here shortly for this week on Watch Mojo. No, I was telling Josh because he's saying I feel like I'm about to hit that point where I go from being a young person to an old person because he's turning. No, Josh is saying he's about to do that. Sorry about that. I just drank a bunch of cider. Anyways,
not beer.
He is turning 24, Josh. Mm-hmm. Josh is about to turn 24, and so he feels like that's the time where he goes from being a young person to an old person. I said,
Josh,
for me, it was
STFU, man.
It was 28. That's when it happened to me.
Yeah.
Because when I was 28, when I was 27, everybody would be like, "Oh God, you're so young. You've been doing this." Because I had a fairly good stretch, when I was younger in my career, moving up in the world. Because I started off in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is a tiny little town. Mm-hmm. It's like the 130th rated market, or at least it was at the time. I think it's a little bit bigger now, but and I went from 130 to 30 in Kansas City, and so everybody always was surprised when I said, "Oh, I'm 25 or 26." Like, how did you get that job? You're so young, and it changed so fast around 28, 29, because that's when I met my wife, and then you get married and all that stuff happens, and so now I'm 32, and everybody acts like I'm old.
Man, you're not 32. You're 45.
I am not.
Look,
45.
he's calling you. Is that a fox?
3-2, and he walks Pena. So Pena is going to go to first base.
Hey, it's your turn to get drinks.
Pena. I said Pena earlier, and you corrected me and said Pena. It's Pena.
I thought you said Pena earlier, and I corrected you and said Pena.
Well, which one is it?
It's Pena.
Pena.
NFL football game is who is going to win.
Who's going to win an NFL football game?
Which one?
The Jets game. The Broncos should win, but I think the Jets are favored, probably because they have a better quarterback. Case Keenum has not played well.
Case Keenum?
Case Keenum. He has not played well. He hasn't thrown a touchdown since week 1. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to just take a selfie and put it on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That's where I do my work. I don't really do all the tweeties like this guy.
You don't do the tweeties?
The tweeties. But I do Instagram.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. What's happening in the Twitter?
The Tweety world?
The Tweety world. Anything?
The big Tweeties.
Tony Walters is trending in Denver. People are all upset about how the Rockies have only scored 1 run in the last 18 innings.
That's pretty bad. How can you say that that's a playoff caliber team, a World Series caliber team? It's not. It's not.
You just don't score that many runs in the postseason. Teams don't score many runs in the postseason.
Fine, but 2?
Yeah? What about it? What about it? What about 2?
Those are both in the last game.
Yeah, they won, didn't they? They did. They did win.
Okay, why don't you go get more drinks, and I will read your tweets off to people.
My tweets? Well, how about you comment? How about you get in here on this? Let's see here. Tommy says Keenum, he did well for us last year until he played Philly. You're talking about the Vikings. Yeah, well, the Vikings-Eagles game in the NFC Championship was non-competitive. And I don't buy into the idea that the Vikings were deflated, because that's what people want to talk about.
No.
The Vikings were deflated because they had such a big, epic game against the Saints. I don't buy that. I think it was just a bad matchup for them, and once things start to steamroll on a team that's not used to playing from behind, if you don't know how to do that in the postseason, you're going to lose, and that's exactly what happened to the Vikings. That and then poor offensive line play, which is, by the way, this year really impacting Kirk Cousins. But I thought they had the best wide receiving core in the league last year, and that's saying a lot because the Steelers, anytime Antonio Brown's on the field, you kind of assume that they're going to have the best wide receivers. But I thought the Vikings, Thielen and Diggs. I've always really liked Diggs. I've always been a big fan of his. I like his story. I like Thielen's story. Really good weapons. But certainly that, and then the fact that the Vikings, I think, had 60 running backs that were all really productive last year. That really helped them out, and they're not getting quite as much of that this year, and it's hurt them. That's what happens when you go through an offseason, and then you lose to the Bills. Let's see here.
Better question.
Hashtag Skull Redemption this week. Haha, I hope. Khalil Mack gone, demolished Kirk Cousins. And I spelled it wrong on purpose. That's what Ari is saying. Garage Mahal, the Vikings are the spawn of the devil. Tommy says, we got Slaughter, and they exposed our defense. Tom, what do you think of Baker Mayfield? I think Baker Mayfield's pretty good. I also think that he's going to need a little bit more help from that defense. If they had, that defense is pretty good, but they did not play well against the Raiders, and if they had, they would have won that game easily. Also, they got boned by the refs in that game. I will say that. They got boned by the refs.
Oh, so I can't say that the Rockies got boned by the umps the other night, but you can say that about their...
But they won. They won the game.
Still.
So, why? I don't understand
You
this.
should win if you get boned by
I don't understand this about Rockies fans.
You should get something.
Why are you so insecure about the fact that you won a game?
Orlando Garcia with the
score.
Nice hit into
No, he
right
goes
field.
to third. I thought he was going to score.
No, Piña's on third.
He should have. I think they should have rounded third. He should have gone for that.
It was only a single. But Garcia, did you see him? He always goes.
You've got to put pressure on the defense in these moments. See, that might come back to haunt them if they don't score in this inning. If the Brewers do not score here, I think the Rockies might win.
If the Brewers don't score
If the Brewers do not score here.
The Rockies are not a late inning team.
Yeah, but you do not understand postseason baseball.
I do understand.
You do not understand postseason baseball.
Yes,
you have to score here.
You absolutely have to, but that doesn't mean that is their style. Not their style. They're an early scoring team. They can score in early innings. Now, they can surprise us. They could change things up, but it's not a common trend amongst the style of play. The Brewers are a late inning team. It doesn't matter what inning team. They score all the time. Hernan Perez
Raj Mahal
is
says
a great
13
batter.
NFL championships and upset. Are you talking about the Browns? You do not get to count Otto Graham championships. You don't. I'm sorry. It's not even the same sport. Let's see. Garage Mahal, the Brewers are something like 80-3 when leading in the eighth. Yeah, that's the mark of a team with a great bullpen and a really good back of the order or back of the rotation.
Entire rotation. Freaking A. That's a strike.
No, their pitchers are really good. That's Milwaukee's best attribute, and that's
you were talking the Brewers.
Yeah.
And then you said the Rockies' best attribute.
Oh, the Rocky. I meant the Brewers.
The Brewers' best attribute.
Garage Mahal, the Packers. Yeah. Well, 13 NFL championships. You don't even have to say NFL championships. Just count the Super Bowls. That's all anybody counts. That's all anybody cares about. Yeah, I know that the Packers have a lot of NFL championships. No one cares. No one cares about NFL championships the same way nobody cares about how the Ivy.
I'm going to start caring just to piss you off.
Princeton has 18 national championships. Nobody cares because it's Princeton. It's the Ivy League. The rules were different. They wore leather helmets back then. I barely count the fact that the Chiefs have a Super Bowl. Barely. because they won that thing in '69, and Len Dawson had a cigarette and a Fresca at halftime. There's no way you can tell me like you were watching elite level off like physical play.
Wow, first K for Johnson against a great batter.
Outs.
Perez is a great batter.
That's a good beard. Johnson's got a good beard. His beard's better than Blackman's beard.
No one is better than La Barba Negra.
What?
Blackman, Charlie Blackman, La Barba Negra.
Is that how he says his name?
No, that's how Spanish broadcasters say his name.
Garage Mahal says, haha, I care. Well, you were well within your right.
And I officially care too, because you are just anti for no reason.
Let's see. Tom Smith, your guy's game stream 20 seconds in front of mine.
Oh, we're so sorry. Unless that's a good thing and you want us to be in front.
If you don't count the past, then nothing counts.
See,
I mean, I count the relative past. Like, I count Brett Favre winning a Super Bowl. I count that. I count Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl.
You gotta count. You gotta count the past. Like, the game evolves as it evolves, and you gotta be a team that wins within all the evolution of each type of game. NFL, NBA, MLB. That's a dynasty.
Lorenzo Cain trying to get a call there, and it didn't even. But Cain's done that his whole career.
He's a funny dude.
I'm surprised he's back in the batter's box. Cain is usually off to the side, like he has to reattach every piece of Velcro on his body before every swing of the bat. He takes more time in between.
It's frustrating.
In between swings than any other player in Major League Baseball.
The Brewers, I have on good authority from the players that the Brewers hate batting against Adam Ottavino. They just see him as this giant beast of a man. So if the Rockies really wanted to do something good here, they'd put in Adam Ottavino.
What could you reasonably do in between the at bats or in between Lorenzo Cain's swings of the bat? What could you do reasonably? Could you
paint my nails?
You could paint your nails
Probably.
In between?
Toenails for sure. A little less meticulous, you know. No one sees those as often.
Right. Let's see here. Today is a present.
Yesterday was a gift, isn't that?
Today is a present. Yesterday was a gift. Yeah. Tommy, I miss the 90s and the early 2000s NFL. Better rules and players could play. Yeah, that's true. Alberto says she's smart.
Thank you.
Elevation says, even though you don't count it, Tommy Boy doesn't mean it doesn't count. Oh, okay. Tommy says he doesn't count pre-66, 67-ish.
This is a big deal. There are 2 outs. The count is full, 3-2.
3-2.
And there's a runner on first and third. So this is pinnacle for the Brewers. Great opportunity. I mean, Cain is a great at-bat.
This is big. Full count here. Yeah, I'm telling you, if Johnson gets the strikeout here, Rockies are going to win this game.
You think that'll implore them to get a little push, huh?
Yep. Swing and a miss. Johnson gets out of the inning and out of the jam. And that is the end of the 7th inning. We go to the 8th. 2-0 Brewers lead.
Johnson was a late call-up, you know. I think he's really been showing what he can do in AAA and deserves to be here. Obviously, he's proven that today. Great pitch. See you later.
This is the type of ball we use.
Ah, it's very nice.
Because they play with
yeah.
hands.
That's cool.
No gloves.
Right. That's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to line up your pitches.
Well, the hurler would come under the belt.
Ah, okay.
So he comes either in the arch in a slow pitch, which we call a dewdrop, as a dewdrop in, or a red hawk. That would be a straight one. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So can you?
Part of the ball right here.
That's what. See, that makes a lot of sense as to why see, this is a much easier baseball to make than the two. Yeah. That's really cool, man. How old is this?
Well, it's a replica. It's what we use to play vintage ball now.
Ah, okay.
But, yeah, that would be back in the 1860s. When I was in Cooperstown giving my presentation in April.
Yeah.
I got to see a ball from 1858 that was exactly like that. It was yellow because it had been shellacked.
That's very cool.
Used in the first professional game that charged admission.
This is a baseball from back when people rode horses and buggies to the game. That's really cool. I don't think I've never held an old baseball like this. That's neat. Thank you.
This is a photo of me at giving my presentation in Cooperstown.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat. That's neat.
That is awesome.
How many of those uniforms do you have, or is that?
I've got about a dozen different ones. That's the 1882 Denver Rio Grande Reds.
1882 Denver Rio Grande Reds. That's the uniform, and that is Digger at Cooperstown. That's pretty cool.
That's the actual Reds there.
Oh, that's neat.
They were sponsored by the Narrow Gauge Railroad at General Palmer.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Springs, so
That's very cool.
Down to the bow ties because it's a gentleman's game.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
awesome.
That's very cool, man.
It's a
Well,
different
thank you very
game
much for
these
sharing
days.
with that with us.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Take care, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Definitely check out
Old school
Roger Haddock's Baseball in Colorado Springs right
Yeah.
there. Go check it out.
Yeah.
cvbba.org.
He's done a presentation in Coopersville. That's
Cooperstown.
Coopersville.
All right, let's see here.
You still haven't gone for more drinks.
Tom
It's your
Smith says
turn.
very Vita. What?
It's your turn.
Well, I'm talking with the
Well,
people.
because you never stop.
I never stop.
Yeah.
It's like I do it professionally.
It's like he never stops talking. He could stop by now.
Adam says
Plenty of
Rockies ain't doing shit. Alberto says I can see your toes. That's very creepy.
You cannot.
Alberto,
Closed-toed
Kane is on WWE. By the way, speaking of WWE, did you see that? I don't know if it was who was it? I'm not a big wrestling guy.
My
but
answer is no.
I saw. Did you see the video?
My answer is no.
They were in Seattle, and a wrestling heel, one of the wrestling heels, he came out. Let me see if I can find this video. He came out and he said something to the extent of, "It doesn't make any sense, like having an NBA team in Seattle." And then everybody in Seattle, there were 20,000 people in this arena, and they just started booing.
Wow, I didn't see that.
And they booed for 3 minutes.
No way.
3 minutes they
Wow.
booed. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. That's how salty Seattle is about not having the Supersonics anymore.
Yeah. I think Seattle would be a perfect place to have a team, an NBA team.
Well, let's
Plenty
see.
of basketball lovers out there.
Hey, don't get too tough on the Bears fans. They finally can feel like they have a winning team. Unfortunately, it won't last. Yeah. I mean, they're not that far removed from being good.
See, this is why
They
you
were
need
in the
to go get
NFC
drinks.
Championship game like 4 or 5 years. Well, not 4 or 5, but like back with Cutler. Cutler got you to the NFC Championship game. I don't understand why people hate Cutler. Jay Cutler.
Because he's got a hot wife.
Kristen Cavallari.
Yeah. This is why you need to go get drinks, because you keep talking football, and we're here at a baseball game. We're watching baseball. Oh, man.
KC women are hot like cats. I have 12 cats.
Do you have 12 KC women?
Tom says inside a baseball is a round cork, and inside a cork is a small piece of round wood. Throw the knuckleball. The Lions are like the 9th overall for championships. That's because they're so old. Brewers pitching getting the shutout, no doubt. That's what Adam is saying.
Wow. Story, I don't understand.
Hola on YouTube. What's up?
Hola, Chris, on YouTube. I don't understand. Maybe that means we need to
Hater
go back to the
with the
Facebook
first out
one
of
and check it out.
Hater with the first out of the inning here.
Oh, no, we're good. I was just checking Facebook
Well, it looked like
comments
they were talking about, what were they talking about on Facebook?
that
It looked
Ari
like they were
had left.
It looked like they were talking about football. That's what it looked like they were talking
Oh,
about.
I don't know. That's because you keep talking about football, so go get the drinks, and we'll talk about baseball here.
Tom
Trevor's
says, what do you
story-
think about future Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh?
Oh, let's not. Let's just not go there today. Let's just not.
Why not?
Because I would like to, I just want to watch baseball. It's my favorite thing in the whole freaking world is to just sit and watch baseball. And we're sitting here talking about football.
I know it's a very serious thing, but I did laugh when Brett Kavanaugh started getting choked up and crying about doing squat thrusts in his friend's basement as a kid. I thought that, or as a high school guy. I thought that was really funny.
You're ruining my day. You know how you started grumpy? You have given all the grumpiness to me. You passed it on over here. I got you food and a drink. Now it's your turn to help me be happy.
By the way, I could use another drink.
Yeah,
could you get me,
go get another drink. You have been muted. Thank you for your time. I want a margarita. Yeah, because this has been too difficult. He gave me all his grumpiness. Passed it on to me. Freaking Cargo is, the count is 1-2. There's one out, but geez, Miller Park is packed. Packed, totally sold out. Heard it from the PR guy earlier today. You guys need to stop talking so much about football. Baseball, come on. Football is being ruined. They're ruining their sport on their own. No more hitting. That was the greatest part of football, and now there's no more hitting. So let's just watch baseball instead. Hader gets Cargo. Holy crap. 2 outs. Nobody on. 0-2 Milwaukee. Freaking A. Man. Hader is a hater for sure. Wow. That was a tough one. Manny Pena is excited. He is stoked about it. You know, I get it. Desmond hasn't been that bad for the entire season, but he had some really low moments. He's 0 for 2 tonight, strikeout and a ground out. Regular season, he was like 232. If he does something here, I will never talk shit about him ever again. He is a very nice man. Very nice man. Just not my favorite baseball player. Lots of nice kids. All boys. He's expecting his first daughter. Probably soon, or maybe already. So at the beginning of the season, we celebrated that it was a girl. He was very excited. Hader has the stuff from Garage Mahal. He does. He's throwing some good pitches here today, middle of the day. The other day, we were literally out for like 5 hours doing a broadcast. My feet hurt so bad. That's why I wear closed-toe shoes. That's why I don't need to paint my toenails. Or paint them that perfectly, I guess. Wow. Highest Ks for Hader in a season. 96 miles an hour. Desmond is 2-1, 3-1. Gosh.
What's that?
Hader's just throwing the heat right now. He's going to get them out through this 8th inning, and they're going to bring in their closer.
Well, it's a 3-1 count right now, so Hader's behind.
Yeah, but he's
on who? Who's
fire.
He behind on?
Desmond.
Oh, nope, not quite.
Lorenzo.
I couldn't hear the sound off the bat, but that looked good coming off the bat for a second there. It was just a little short.
Hey, look, you got a Kansas City fan in the house. You want to go talk to him?
No.
Want him to follow you on Twitter?
Oh, Chiefs guy. I thought you were talking about I was thinking Royals because you said KC fan.
Chiefs.
And obviously we're talking baseball.
Oh, now we're talking baseball, huh?
We are talking baseball, absolutely. I like talking about baseball.
All of a sudden, we're talking baseball.
You see, here's the thing, though. People who follow us a lot usually like talking football.
That's because you guys put out more football, or we put out more football, than anything else. Like this video if you want a baseball show. Because I want a baseball show. I've been begging for a baseball show.
Where are we at on the, let's see, no political comments. Everybody's like, no politics, no politics.
Thank you.
The thing I said wasn't political. I just
read a comment.
I just thought it was funny that Brett Kavanaugh got choked up about working out in his friend's basement.
Wow. Did you tell him to put a lot of alcohol in here? Or,
huh?
I mean, I know that's my friend up there at the bar, but how much alcohol did you
It
tell
was
him?
It was our buddy with the beard. What's his name? Very nice. By the way, we're here at Oskar Blues in Colorado Springs. If you're in the Springs or if you want to visit the Springs from Denver.
We'll be here tomorrow, too.
Or anywhere. Yeah. We're going to be here tomorrow for the game. Should be a lot of fun.
Sunday's plan?
What is Sunday? Oh, you mean for the 2 games? We're going to be doing the Broncos game 100%. That's going to be at Henry's 16th Street Tavern in downtown Denver, kind of our headquarters for the NFL season. But we're big fans of Oskar Blues, obviously. We love Oskar Blues. Some of their beers that they do, they've got a lot of breweries. Excuse me. Not
a
just
lot of beers or a lot of beards.
Both. Both. No, Oskar Blues is a really chill company. I would say that they are very much Colorado. They are about as Colorado as you get. And this venue is fantastic. It is one of the coolest looking spots, certainly in Colorado Springs, all of Colorado. But there's an Oskar Blues in downtown Denver as well on Market Street. We've done broadcasts from there in the past. But definitely come on by and say hello to us here in Colorado Springs. We're going to be doing at least the first 4 games here at the Springs for
4 games. How would we do Sunday's game here? We got to be at Henry's for them.
We're doing it. I should say we're doing at least the first 3 games. We don't have a plan.
Game 3 is Sunday.
We're doing. I think we're doing the first 3.
I heard
we're doing
first
3
2
games
games are here, is what Zach told me.
Oh, okay. So 2 games here, and then we're
Big
figuring out moving forward. But
yeah,
we're trying to do the Rockies series here at Oskar Blues.
I want to broadcast straight from Coors Field. I say, send me and Patrick to Coors Field for Game 3.
We might be able to work something out there. We might be able to do something. Let's see. Tommy says, I watch sports to get away from politics. I'd watch the news channel otherwise. LOL. Yeah.
Tommy, I'm totally on your team.
See, here's the thing. We just talk. I'll say whatever. I don't care. We'll talk about whatever. We're here to watch the game, and we're going to watch the game, but we're also going to talk the way people at a bar talk when they're watching a game.
That's true.
And right now it's the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-1's the count. Yelich is up to bat. Musgrave is on the mound for Colorado. We'll give you that information. We'll keep you updated on the game for sure. And anytime something big happens, trust me, straight back to the game.
Yelich at the top of the order for this inning.
I mean,
great way to get on base.
We've talked about Kanye. We can talk about music. We can talk about anything. It does not matter. Let's see here.
TJ twerking.
It depends on where we go. It depends on where the conversation takes us.
It does take us some crazy places.
See, Tom says, I'm going to buy a 6-pack. I'll be back, friends. All right, Tom.
Bring it by. Just kidding.
Garage Mahal says, Hater has the stuff.
I'm at a hotel. Tommy Boy 3 is at a hotel a few miles from Miller Park.
Garage is asking, isn't Colorado Springs the former Brewers minor league team? That's correct.
Not former, current.
Yeah, present. Yes.
Yeah.
Garage Mahal, can you smoke weed in the bars in Colorado? No. If you smoke marijuana, it has to be in a private residence, technically.
Well, yeah, technically. There are some bars, and a lot of people vape their weed. I don't know.
Right, vaping.
I don't know any of the words because I don't smoke, so I don't know any of the right lingo.
Yeah, but vaping is different. But if you'll know.
No, but people put weed in their vape.
There is, yes.
There's vaping that's just tobacco, and there's vaping that's marijuana, right?
Right. That's right.
See, I don't know anything. Right? I'm sorry.
I like the bricks behind you. Big brick guy. Tom's a big fan of the bricks.
Nice.
I prefer Cream City brick.
Musgrave walks Yelich.
It's probably
they should
smart.
have intentionally walked him.
It's probably smart. Yeah,
Save your arm, man.
Don't give him anything to hit. Make him chase. That's at this point, pitch count becomes really, really important.
Yeah. Save your arm. Make him walk.
It's hard, though. It's really, really hard to get through innings without throwing a lot of pitches. Musgrave spent 6 pitches on Yelich.
Unless you can throw strides.
Well, that's hard to do against Christian Yelich. Try to throw a strike against Christian Yelich. See what happens.
Well, I'm not a professional. I'm not getting paid for this. Oh, wow.
Ah, Yelich stole second.
Iannetta is not the guy.
Musgrave's about to let this get away from him. He is not sharp.
Like, throw it. But see,
he had no chance. Yeah, there was no chance on that. The pitch was too slow, and his windup was too slow. They basically just surrendered second.
Yeah. But that happens often. Tony Walters more often will actually go for the throw. I think is less reserved on that play than Iannetta is.
Chris asks, will you broadcast in the snow?
We can if you want us to. TJ has to stand in a Speedo soon, so.
I don't.
Show his legs.
I don't. I showed my legs.
Barely. You know how drunk he had to get to do that? It was pretty sad.
Let's see. Musgrave.
1 and 2 counts on Braun. Didn't Braun use steroids or something?
Yes. Yes, he did. We talked about that earlier in the broadcast. Do you remember?
Was I in the bathroom?
No, you were here.
Sometimes I zone you out. I won't lie. Just kidding. Oh, crap. Oh, my gosh. I was supposed to pay my parking meter. Only put an hour and a half on it because that's all the change I had.
Well, hopefully...
How long have we been here? Like 3 hours? Might as well. Well, it was only till 6 p.m. But an hour and a half, and I got here at 3 or like near 3, so that would have been to 4.
So there was an hour and a half of...
Gosh, I probably have a freaking parking ticket. Such a waste of money to get parking tickets. Such a waste of money.
Well, I think that parking tickets are just really a way to fund things. It's not...
Well,
you have to look at it.
I'm funding a lot of Colorado, and Colorado Springs in particular. Wow, Braun pulls it all the way to left.
And, of course, they're going to hold Yelich at third.
I'm surprised.
They're going to hold Yelich at third, and you now have runners on the corners, no outs.
This has been the last several
They
innings,
need
though.
to pull
First
Musgrave
and third,
immediately. They need to pull Musgrave right now. Musgrave, I told you, that first pitch, look at the location of Walter's glove compared to where Musgrave's putting the ball. Clearly, Musgrave is not on today.
Oh, it hit off of Arenado's glove.
Usually,
that's frustrating.
Usually he gets those.
Usually he does.
Being the best defensive third baseman in baseball, he usually is solid defensively. You guys doing next game? We are, Tom. Yeah, the lighting at this location is really good, Chris. Supreme Fortnite game. Could you possibly show game, please? No, we cannot.
We can't.
Tommy, doesn't Colorado have different taxes, like no income tax, but blah, blah, blah?
No, we have income tax.
Yeah, income tax is here.
San Antonio doesn't have. Oh, does Bronx? Okay, they're just a replay.
They do tax the shit out of marijuana, though.
Well, they claim that we were the teachers, and I say we because I used to teach 4th grade. We're going to get that money. And I will tell you this. Teachers have seen 0 dimes.
They've seen 0 dimes from what? Us Irish love our Latinas. That's what Tom said.
Well, I must be the product of that. I actually often question how my mom and dad even had a conversation when they first met, because my dad spoke Spanish and my mom spoke English, and they neither spoke each other's language. But I came into being, so they spoke the language of love. That's for sure.
All right, well, it looks like the Rockies are going to lose here. So
they leave Musgrave in, huh?
They're leaving Musgrave in. It's a mistake. Oh, God. Now we got to play this crap. It doesn't matter if Braun leaves first base. You're going to get clogged up at third anyways. If you give up a hit, a run will score. They could surrender second. Doesn't matter. It does not matter if Braun takes second.
He's worried that he's going to give up 2 runs. Very confident in our pitcher today.
Braun can score from first. I mean, on a ball hit,
triple,
solidly.
On a double, good double.
Nah, Braun can score from first on a really solid hit to the outfield. Yes.
On a single.
Sure.
Hey, look, they're bringing in Patrick.
It does look like Patrick.
It does look like Patrick. After that guy said it on our broadcast the other day,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. He does look like Patrick.
Strike there. Low and outside. Right on the edge of the strike zone. Musgrave gets to 1-1.
That's what he wants. That's what we need.
Are you rooting for Brewers? Supreme Fortnite fan asks. No.
I'm not.
We're here in
for
Colorado
the
Springs.
That's confusing to people because Colorado Springs is the home of the Brewers AAA, and yet the Rockies.
Right, but it's in
Denver.
Colorado.
Home of the Brewers AAA.
Look, I used to live in a market that had a minor league team in Arkansas, and
hey, minor league teams do a lot these days
but
be
they're
fun and engaging.
Yeah, it's a fun
get a
place
lot
to
of people to
go and watch the
participate.
game,
I
and
think
kids go there a lot.
Colorado
and
Springs has
got
to be one of the major Brewers.
I'm not
fan
saying
bases.
that it's not an enjoyable experience to go to a minor league game. What I'm saying is that you don't root for a minor league team.
You root for their but you might root for their major league team. If you go, let's say, okay,
show
for
me where
example,
that's
the guy
true.
who came over here with the baseball, what's his
Roger
name? Roger
Haddix.
I like that his nickname is
Digger.
Not Dinger.
Digger.
He was saying how he's had dinner with Garcia. He's sat at a table next to Josh
2-2, Musgrave, way low and way outside.
You live in the town where where players who have been grown and groomed and then get called up. You might cheer for their team. You might.
Ari says, long series, TJ, scoring is important. It is important. You can't win if you don't score.
This is the strongest margarita I've ever had.
Do you need me to finish that for you?
No.
Let's see. Being an early
strong.
scoring team is not a good characteristic of a baseball team in the playoffs.
It's not.
What up, CB? Those two suck. Bye. No Avatar.
Those two what? What happened? Where did it say that?
I don't know. Alberto is now saying those two suck. Bye.
Which two? Us two? Sorry,
Garage
Alberto.
says they're not the Brewers AAA team after this year, unfortunately. Okay, so
they made a trade? I didn't hear about that.
let's see. Tom says, I kissed the Blarney Stone at Blarney Castle in Ireland. I bet teenagers pee on it at night. Probably. Garage says, Shaw struck out.
They're pulling Musgrave. They're bringing in Scott Oberg. Pitched a great game the other night. Should be good tonight. No 50 Cent in a Texas shirt.
I don't understand what some of the comments on the
What
YouTube
are you guys talking about? And who sucks?
don't really make any sense.
Because if it's TJ, I understand.
Adam
Adam
says Nader is unhittable or hater. Chris, did you broadcast all 13 innings the other day? I couldn't stay awake. We did.
We did, Chris. We did.
G says, Jena, what's the name of that Texas
Prospect pitcher?
Yeah.
His name is Ferneri. It's very hard to pronounce. Osuna. So he was like their number one prospect. He underwent Tommy John surgery a few months ago and is recuperating. But he used to play shortstop. He's actually really short, and so he wasn't expected to be good. And then he was playing for the Diamondbacks, actually their AA team. And then they moved in. The Diamondbacks released him at shortstop, and then Texas was like, let's see you pitch. And he actually was pitching crazy fast pitches, had a lot of power behind the ball. So they picked him up. But I think he's going to be a great prospect. Ferneri Osuna.
Jonathan Broxton here. 179 on the year for Broxton.
Roger says, made you guys eat crow so many times I can't count anymore.
Oh, talking about the Bears? Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks to ever live.
Brett Favre, do or die.
You know what the Chicago Bears aren't very good at? Quarterback. They've just never been a good quarterback team. Really. I mean, I think you can make an argument that Jay Cutler is the most talented quarterback they've ever had.
That's pretty sad.
Is that true, Ari? Is that true that if you say Jim McMahon, I swear to God.
Ari, please say it.
Aaron Rodgers is trash. Tommy says, who do you think will win the fight between Conor McGregor and Khabib Num?
Wow, they left Musgrave in. So Buddy went out to the mound to have a talk with him, and Musgrave must have told him he's got this. He wanted to finish out the inning.
Yeah, well, look. Buddy Black.
Pepe Negro.
Pepe Negro.
Gosh, it just hurts when you say it.
I'm a little nervous when I say negro. I'm a little nervous. I get a little nervous.
The thing is, if you're a Latino or from Latin America, like, you call your black friend negro. Or you call him white. Whoa. Because it's a joke that he's, like, the darkest person you know. Because there's no real racism down there, like, amongst us. There's so many different, like, range of Latino. You can be super white and be Latino. You can be super dark and be Latino. You can, like, have African heritage. You can have... There's so many mix that we just love them all.
Mm-hmm.
Love them all. We're all Latino. That's what makes us...
It is now
close.
Bases loaded, and now they bring in another pitcher.
Right. Let Harrison Musgrave load the bases for you, Scott Oberg. You said if they didn't score in that inning, if the Brewers didn't score in the bottom of the seventh, the top of the seventh,
well,
that the Rockies would win. And you're wrong.
Hey, they haven't scored yet. I mean, that was they have not put themselves in a good position. Basically, they put themselves in a position to where if they don't want to give up a run, they have to strike out
the next two batters.
3. I think there's still 0 outs. There's 1 out.
I think there's 1 out.
I thought there were 0 outs. Ari says, Rockies have any hope? They do. They still have hope.
You hate women.
Alberto says, Rockies women are trash bags.
Ouch. I mean, I'm a baseball woman, not a Rockies woman, technically, but he also says he hates women. Oh, no.
Raj Mahal says, come on, Pina.
Hey, no room for hate. No place for hate here.
We're anti-hate.
We all have tattooed peace signs on our chest.
Go Stros. Big Astros fan?
What do you guys think the World Series is going to be? What do you think the World Series is going to be?
Red Sox, Dodgers.
Oh, gosh.
It is. It's going to be
The Dodgers are not good. They played terrible.
They were in the World Series last year.
Yeah, and they've had a terrible year.
No. They've had a year in which they realized that the regular season is irrelevant and they don't need to win 115 games. I thought they were kind of chillaxing, kind of like LeBron did. Did it matter that the Cavs were the 4 seed? Did it matter? Did it matter?
No, but they have LeBron. Who is the Dodgers' LeBron?
Clayton Kershaw?
Heck no, techno. That's a thing. People say.
Clayton Kershaw is one of the best pitchers in the game.
Clayton Kershaw didn't even pitch in the...
They have so many good players. The Dodgers aren't any good. That's your take. 2 outs now.
Buehler is better than Kershaw.
2 outs here. Bases loaded. Scott Oberg.
2 outs. So, see, you thought it was 0 outs. 2 outs.
I did.
They only have to strike out.
This is a really...
Jena is big LeBron fan. Ari,
Rockies, Indians, Ari.
Double play. Here we go.
It doesn't... You can't... There's no double play.
But we could have.
Oberg gets him out of the jam. Bases loaded. It's the end of the 8th inning. Ooh. We go to the 9th.
Except for you're getting Jeff in the 9th.
It is. It's now the 9th inning. It's now the 9th inning. It's not the bottom of the 9th. Well, of course, we may not see the bottom of the 9th. So do you think, let's put it in those terms. Do you think we will see the bottom of the 9th? So either they tie it or they take the lead.
Do you want me to answer as a fan, or do you want me to answer as a
person
commentating on this
like,
game?
what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen right now?
I think this is the last.
You think this is it?
We're going to see.
This is it.
I think this is it.
Okay. Tommy's saying there won't be a bottom of the ninth. Tommy's. I'm leaning to agree with you, Tommy. I am leaning to agree with you.
Alberto says he hates women because it's all about money. Alberto, I tell people this all the time. It is. TJ thinks that too. It's not about money. You're just hanging with the wrong women. Not about money. It's not. It's not. Although I did hear the statistic that money is the #1 reason for divorce in America. So obviously money is something that you fight about. But it's not necessarily because the woman wants you to have a lot of money or something like that. Look, there's a reason I'm not married. That's because I don't care about money, apparently. I'm not a gold digger.
I'm just saying.
Are you saying that your wife is a gold digger?
No.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Are you saying that your wife only loves you for your money? No.
No.
So you better watch it. She
No,
might be watching.
I'm not saying any of that. But generally speaking, the test of a woman is possessions. The test of a man is a woman.
What does that mean?
There is, the
test of a man is a woman.
Women and children get unconditional love.
Oh my God, I've heard you say this before, and that is not true.
Men
get unconditional
are
love
loved
all
on
the
the condition that they provide something.
No.
That's 100% true.
That's
absolutely true.
That's just your
Alberto
sad perception.
knows.
That is
Alberto
not true.
knows.
That is not true.
Garage Mahal says, I don't buy into the AL being superior to the NL either.
Oh, it's not.
The AL has
I feel like
a ton of bad teams.
The AL literally gets so many passes. Like, why? Tell me why was
I will say the Astros Red Sox ALCS is going to be nice. I don't know who in the National League is even close to those two teams.
Right.
I think generally speaking, I would say
people would say the Yankees.
No, but in the National League, who in the National League
are close to those two teams?
Is even close to those two teams. The only team that has the talent of either of those two teams is the Dodgers.
No.
Is that wrong?
The Brewers.
I think Milwaukee's got a good shot.
The Brewers
I think in the National League they've got a really good shot. They got a good shot. I think it's open to the field. I think everybody's got a good shot.
Atlanta's been fantastic.
Yeah, well,
Atlanta's been great.
But here's the problem: that Atlanta has no superstars. Milwaukee has no superstars.
And that's why they play more as a team. Hey, Parra with a hit, yes!
Playing more as a... Gerardo Parra.
That's my Parrita.
Gerardo Parra getting on base. That is a nice start to the top of the 9th inning. 2 pitches in.
Huge fan
Jeffries has put a man on base. So that is a good sign for the Rockies.
Are better than both of those teams.
The tying run is at the plate, as they say.
Gosh, I don't know what the deal is with
Holiday. What do you mean what the deal is with Holiday? He's
it's
70 years old.
It's like nostalgic or something for him to come to bat for Rockies fans, and I'm just like, look, he barely ever does anything for us.
Look at him. Look at his regular season stats right there.
He did not even play that many games in regular season, so please don't take those stats too severely. He did not play that many regular season games.
Alberto says a woman is like bankruptcy.
Hey, I feel that way about the guys I date, Alberto.
Antoine says Yelich is a superstar. I'm not saying Christian Yelich isn't a good player. He's really, really good.
Hit. Here we go.
He's really, really good. I don't know if he's going to be a good player for a season, 2 seasons, 5 seasons, 10 seasons. Like Trevor Story's having an amazing year. I wouldn't call him a superstar either.
If he was on the Red Sox or the Yankees, they would.
No.
Heck yes.
No. Look.
Heck yes, they would.
Maybe
He's just on a quiet team. That's the only reason.
In those towns. And look, there we go. Is now 2 runners on. Matt Holiday. You were just making fun of Holiday. And he gets on base
hit. But
in
look,
one pitch.
He's not even running for
himself. You know who's nervous
right
now? Milwaukee.
They're putting Hampson
Who's nervous right now? Oh, yeah, of course they are.
To run for Holiday.
Not gonna run.
His knees are broken.
Holiday is not going to run. Are you crazy?
He has a kid in high school.
That's all he can do. That took it out of him. He can't even play defense.
Exhausted.
He is exhausted now. That is all Holiday had.
Yeah, look.
He's sweating. He's just drenched, out of breath.
No offense. All due respect.
Charles says this is the Dodgers' year.
This is not the Dodgers' year. This is the Brewers' year. You're going to see it happen.
The Brewers are better than both the Red Sox and the Astros. Garage. Come on, Garage.
The Astros really haven't been anything special this year. They have not shown anything crazy.
Oh, that is a hit. And is that a home? Nope. Into the corner. That is a foul. That is very, very close. The Brewers.
It's fair.
That was fair? They called it fair.
They called it fair.
They called it fair. No outs. And the Rockies have scored a run. It is now 2-1, and the Rockies are in rally mode. The Rockies are in rally mode, and I guarantee you right now the Brewers are kicking themselves that they did not score in either of the two previous innings. They had runners on the corners in the 7th. They had bases loaded in the 8th. And now here in the 9th, oh, that is so close. That looks
barely on the line. Are they going to
barely
review
on the
that?
line? They are reviewing it. They are reviewing it. We will wait to update the score. But right now, as it stands, 2-1 Colorado trails by a run with no outs. This umpire review is actually a pretty important thing for Milwaukee, not only because it could keep a run off the board.
It's a pretty important thing for Colorado.
But what this also does is it provides Milwaukee time to get a pitcher up in the bullpen. That's out. That's a foul ball. So they'll be taking this run off the board.
Gosh darn it! Why can they review that? Oh, they keep it.
They're keeping it.
They're
upholding the call. They are upholding the call, and that is now a 2-1 Milwaukee lead.
That is a ballsy call.
After Charlie Blackmon. No. They are.
Oh no! They took it away.
They are taking it away. Okay. All right. It's hard to hear in here, guys. It's difficult. So.
His hands were like this. Like, we're keeping it.
Chris says, breathe, Jena.
I can't.
Jenna got so excited she choked.
I'm choking.
Adam said, thank God. I'm telling you, like, this is the thing I tried to tell Drotar and Kyle Berry on the morning show. Mile High Sports,
Berry's on the morning show?
Yeah. He's our board op. I love getting Kyle involved in the show. But it was the three of us.
You.
He doesn't hate me. It was the three of us on the show, and we were talking about strategy and all this different stuff and which pitchers they should go with. And I'm like, guys, if I've learned anything from covering 2 World Series teams, it is that you just gotta go with you gotta roll with it, man. The teams that roll with it, that embrace the moment, I would say. The teams that embrace the moment and don't think about all that stuff, they just like, dude's got to perform in the moments that they're given. That's it. Because if one person falls short, you're screwed. So
and that's what
everybody's got to be on all the time.
Brewers.
And any single one of those times where you lose an opportunity, like the Brewers have in the 7th and the 8th innings,
but what I was saying about
this is what happens. This is what happens when you lose out on those opportunities.
Adam has
$2,500 on this game. I was starting to put my house for sale on Zillow.
Oh, gosh.
That's funny.
That's why he's so happy that they... Wait, you got the Rockies in this game, Adam?
Time says, Jesus, I can't see the game. You guys are going to give me a heart attack. They scored. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. That's how it happened on the screen.
That's what I was going
to. That's how it happened.
I'm so sorry.
That is what is happening right now.
Going through the exact same thing.
That's why I asked the question a couple days ago. I was like, what is the most stressful part of watching baseball? Postseason baseball. Because it's a stressful process for every fan involved. Regardless of which team you're rooting for, it's stressful. Reviews.
I'm going to, since TJ already commented his places you can follow him, I'm going to comment where you can follow me. And you can't really pronounce it. Well, TJ can't.
I didn't put it. Vida Viva Vida.
Vida Viva Diva.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, that's a strike there by Jeffress.
You can follow me there.
2-2 the count now on Blackmon.
Wow. 0 outs, though. So Despite what Blackman does, who's next in the order? DJ LeMahieu. Longhorns fans have been stressed for 8 years.
Ever since Mac Brown got fired.
If the Brewers win, just double up on the Rockies to win this series. Aaron's giving Adam some advice.
Or are you talking about Augie Garrido? Oh, there goes Blackman, and that is
we get a single
out into
Here we
right
go,
field.
Parrita. Hey, Parra's got a booty on him. He could make it home if he wanted to. If
Bases.
Stu Cole sent him there, he would make it home. Bases loaded for DJ freaking LeMahieu.
They scored the run,
Parrita came
and it
in.
is now 2-1. Milwaukee leads, but there are no outs in the top of the 9th.
Did you see that? Everyone was slapping his butt, and it was jiggling.
I didn't see.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
I didn't see his butt. I wasn't looking at his butt.
Parra
I was looking at the
has some
pitch.
serious thighs, like you and booty.
I am focused on the game.
Venezuelan dude.
You're looking at dudes' butts.
Oh, I'm saying that's how you know he's gonna make it home.
Which MLB manager has the nicest tush?
Oh, I don't know, but I'd probably go Dave Roberts because I see.
I know he's not managing anymore, but Tommy Lasorda.
So you do look at tushies. You liar.
Yeah, Garage. Yes, Jeffers has to get pulled. He needed to get pulled.
Nah, leave him
10
in.
pitches
leave him
ago.
in. Let's go.
He's
Here we
at 9
go,
pitches.
Rockies. Here we go.
Putting him in this game was a mistake, and it's
What
a mistake
are you
that's going
talking about? He's a great pitcher for the Brewers.
LeMahieu, this is how rallies go. This is why the cluster luck, the consecutive hits, they call it cluster luck. There's nothing luck about it. It's matchup specific. Dial like
here
those are the things. Oh,
DJ
what are you swinging at that for? What
chasing so far outside. Good
that
God.
was a terrible pitch to swing at. That was in the next county.
Outside by a mile.
I don't even know how the catcher caught that. That was so far outside.
Okay, he needs to breathe. He's choking a little bit, like me.
1-1 the count. 1-1 the count.
Look at Buddy Black.
Craig says, "Got to get this scrub out of here. He does not have it going tonight." That's
Triple play.
There he goes, LeMahieu.
God.
That's we missed it. Garcia misplayed it. That is a clear error. They're gonna score that an error. They have to. Just a terrible defensive play there by Garcia. Garcia. Bases are loaded. There are no outs in the top of the 9th. This is rally time in the postseason for the Rockies.
This is rally time. You know what that means.
Tommy says, I retract my comment. There may be a bottom of the 9th.
It's rally time. You know what that means, right?
Chris says, Garcia. Shots? Is that what that means?
Oh, it means get your rally cap on.
Come on. I thought you were making some sort of alcohol-specific statement. I thought I was getting excited.
Shots if you need shots, too. But it's rally time, people. This hat is signed by the 07 Rockies that went to the World Series. Hello.
Garage Mahal says was that a potential double play? It was. Although it looked like Garcia was going for first.
Yeah.
So I would say
at least a single out.
I think it was a potential double play, but I would say he looked like he was going for the easy out there. He tried to pick the ball up with his glove that was straight down the middle on Arenado. Arenado has been terrible. He has been
terrible. Get your rally cap. Come on. Look at this guy wants to do it.
I think the struggle started off as an injury thing for Arenado. Now it's mental. He does not. He's in his own head. He's got the yips. He's got the yips.
He doesn't have any yips.
He's got yips.
Fine.
There's
0 outs on there. There's no pressure on him right now.
4 months ago, Arenado puts that into the upper deck. Oh, wait, there it is. Nope, popped it up. Popped it up. Kane goes for home.
Come on.
And he's safe. It is a tie game.
Woo!
Sack fly there by Arenado. He scores a run, and it is 2-2. Rockies tie it up. 1 out. Runners on the corners.
Send me your picture of your rally cap. I'm going to put this on Instagram right now. It's rally time.
See, this is why I like postseason baseball, because all that crap about how the Rockies aren't
oh, my God. You literally lead the crap.
Huh?
You lead the crap.
No, I'm telling you to enjoy this experience.
Sorry.
For the Insta.
Hey, rally time.
An Instagram
Get your
model
rally
here.
on.
God,
TJ, are you going to get in?
Ridiculous. I don't even understand. Hey.
Rally time.
If anybody could be an Instagram model.
It's not TJ Carpenter.
Me.
It is not TJ Carpenter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
All right, runners on the corners. It's 2-2, top of the ninth, 1 out.
Need some rally. Here we go. Let's do this. What is this? This thing.
Hey, guys, share this video, tweet it out, do whatever you got to do. We're on all the social media shit. Just put it out there.
Can't get the rally cap. There we go.
Just put it all out there. I don't know what that was. 2 outs now. And they get Mike Moustakas gets the runner at third base. So they save a run from scoring. But this is clearly a disastrous inning. The last 3 innings have been disastrous. Missed opportunities by the Brewers.
Be clear, for Milwaukee.
Missed opportunities for the Brewers in the 7th and the 8th innings. And now the Rockies are taking advantage because Milwaukee couldn't score with, 5 runners on base? They had 5 runners on base over the course of 2 innings. Couldn't score any of them. And it is now 2-2 in the top of the 9th. Trevor Story is the exact person you want to have in this situation, in this moment. All you need is a double, and this game is over. A double from Story basically wins it. Swings at one in the dirt, and it's an 0-1 count on Trevor Story.
Great at bat to be up right now, but he hasn't had a great game today. 0 for 3 today.
You just got to get the ball in play. Get the ball in play. Get on base,
bunt.
And you.
He should bunt.
Nah, no. A bunt won't score anybody because there's no one on third.
It won't.
Story swings at another one in the dirt. They're getting him on the low and outside, and that one was way too low.
Doesn't make any sense.
Jeffress is putting these balls in the dirt, and guys are
any
swinging
sense
at them.
Whatsoever. What's going on here?
All right. Jeffress, he's breathing heavy. Put another one in the dirt. He's going to try to run it out, beat it out. He can't. And that is the end
2-2.
of...
Oh, my freaking gosh. Are we going to go to extra innings?
Probably.
Are we going to go to extra innings?
If you want the Rockies to win, they're going to go to extra innings. All right, they end the inning 2-2. So there you go. Bottom of the 9th we go. And that was, a little bit of a missed opportunity there by the Rockies. They could have gone ahead there, and they probably should have gone ahead, but they didn't. So now the pressure gets put, I think, evenly distributed on both teams. But certainly that was a disastrous inning for the Brewers. They're going to have to regroup. They're going to figure out a new pitching strategy because obviously Jeffress did not get it done in the 9th. And that happens. I've seen really good closers, really good bullpen pitchers who have had really good seasons just totally collapse with the bad matchup in the postseason. Juris Familia for the Mets had just an epic collapse in the postseason in the World Series. Every single outing Juris Familia had in the season was good up until the World Series, and then he was a disaster. So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes.
Baseball is... Buddy Black would say that's baseball.
And we have somebody on Twitter saying, what a horrible 3 at-bats. That probably cost Colorado the series.
The series? Nah. This game? Maybe.
All right, let's take a look here. Who do we have?
Get your rally caps
on YouTube. What do we got from the YouTube? Terrible at-bat by Story. That's what 6 degrees of ZR says. Garage Mall says Arcia can make up for his goof. Terrible at bat by Story.
Was a bad at bat. He's had several bad at bats. Like he didn't do much against the Cubs. He hasn't done much today. And
Adam says no extras tonight. No extras.
Let's hope no extras.
Charles says it's time for Dodger baseball. Thanks for chat. Dodgers will take it this year. Adam says walk off for the anxious Brew Crew fans.
I know there's so many people
Go
who
Rockies.
believe in the Dodgers this
year. Do
year.
you do impressions? Do you do impressions, Jenna?
Are they asking me?
Tom, this game's so extra. Something tells me Kane or Yelich is going to win this for them.
No way. It's going to be Jesus Aguilar or Christian Yelich. Freaking Jesus Aguilar. What a refrigerator-sized man.
Wonderful World of Yoshi says, am I the only Brewers fan here? No, you are not.
You're not.
There are a lot of Brewers fans on the chat.
You're not, including potentially myself.
Let's see. Dave says, will you be doing Braves-Dodgers? No, we will not, although...
We could.
We could.
We really
absolutely could.
There's no reason why we couldn't.
That's right. All right.
If you guys send us, tell us what you want to see more, and we will be there.
Bottom of the ninth, Story fields it.
Oh,
and
what a throw.
He got him.
Terrible throw by Story.
Bad throw there by Story. Almost sailed it.
Desmond catches it.
That could have been really, really bad.
Was that Garcia? Or Garcia?
No, that could have been really, really bad. And it wasn't.
He put his hands out. Safe. Bro, you were out. Oh. Wait. Foot on the bag. Oh, my God. He might be safe.
I think he is safe.
Oh, my God. He might be freaking safe. I hate it when my voice gets high-pitched like that.
Garcia avoided the tag just
and
long
tagging
enough.
base.
It looked like to get his foot on the bag.
He's got really big feet.
And, that looks almost simultaneous.
No, look. See, there's the tag. Okay, next replay. You watch the tag. I'll watch the foot. Oh, we're not going to see it.
We're going to the challenge. We had a simultaneous touch here.
But it's got to be enough to overturn the call. I don't think they'll have enough.
Simultaneous goes to the runner, so it looks like he's going to be called safe. Yeah.
But I feel like if they call him out already, then they don't have enough to overturn it, then they'll go with the...
It's not quite like football in that way.
Chris, does your voice go higher, Jenna? It really doesn't. I kind of have a low voice. I kind of have a low...
Yeah, the Brewers are batting right now. Yes, the Brewers are batting, Yoshi. Max Johnson...
hit bag.
That's not a real rule.
Look at he hit the bag before he hit the tag.
I mean, it's not, but it is.
What's not a real rule?
That the ties go to the runner.
Yeah. I think
it's very seldom applied.
Help me.
You
watch one and I'll watch the other one.
No, it looks simultaneous to me.
But I'm gonna watch one and you watch the other, and that way we'll know. I'll tell you when and when.
All right. Out. They're going to call him out.
Wow. He looks safe to me.
He looked safe to me, too.
He looks safe to me.
That was a very, very close call, and it goes the Rockies' way. That is big.
You made up for all those crappy calls in Chicago. Right there. But that should have been a Brewers safe at first.
Yoshi says no. Tom says inconclusive evidence.
Probably.
You do Harry Carey?
TJ, he's talking about you.
Hey, guys. You need to come out to Oskar Blues. I'll have 15 beers right in front of you.
He won't, though. I'll be ciders.
I have a wooden leg. How is that for a Harry Carey? That's actually an impersonation of Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey. That's not an impersonation of the actual Harry Carey. Hey guys, the Brewers are out here trying to score some runs and they can't. They can't score any runs.
They got Ottavino up. They don't like Ottavino.
Vincenzo says, I blame Yelich for freaking up in the 6th. Well, Chris says, that's an Australian Harry Carey.
Yeah.
Charles says that was Will Ferrell. That's right.
All right, 2 outs.
That was Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. We might be going to extra innings.
Take me out to the ball game.
Jenny Kavanaugh
Sing it
says
loud.
it's called a game of inches for a reason.
Oh, my God. Jenny's great. She's just very cliche. She's very cliche at times. But a lot of baseball people are. A lot of baseball people are like super cliche. All right, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. So do I get a grading on that? Is anybody going to grade my Harry Carey? I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was all right. You don't even know what Harry Carey sounds like. He died before you were born.
I don't. Yeah, give me can you make him do Taylor Swift or somebody I would know?
Yoshi says, no, mate, no. Man.
Lorenzo Cain up with 2 outs. It's 0-1 count. The Brewers hate, and I repeat, I have this on good authority, hate going up to bat against Ottavino.
All right, 84 on the outside. It is now 1-1. Ottavino.
They really struggle against him.
Ottavino on 6 pitches. Lorenzo Cain 0 for 3 today. Lorenzo Cain, one of the better outfielders in the game. Oh, swing and a miss there by Cain.
Got him on the outside.
He was chomping at that. 1-2 now the count.
It ain't over till it's over. Cliche. That's true.
Have a great finish. B+. B plus? Oh, okay. Chris is saying he grades my Harry Carey as a B, and then Charles says B+. That's all right. I'll take a B+. I'll take a B+. I'll work at it.
Cain fouls the ball off. It's 1-2 now.
88, 94. If you had big glasses, A-. All right, I'll take that.
I'll take that. Are just feeding into his serious big-headedness for no reason.
Hey, guys, by the way, check out WT Football on Watch Mojo here on YouTube. We do it every single week. We're actually changing our format of the show a little bit. It's been a 15-minute episode every week. We are now changing it to, there goes Lorenzo Cain, foul away. We're actually changing it to 3 different segments, 3 different videos. So myself, I do the top 10 stories of the week, and then Joshua Briscoe, who hosts The Flyover on our Watch Phantom channel here. He does the 10 best whatever we decide for the community tab, which is always a really great segment. The community tab is very creative
really
for
funny.
Watch Mojo.
Really funny.
And then we go...
In the dirt for Ottavino.
It's 2-2. We also have our panel every single... You know, you always compliment Ari, and you always compliment Josh, and you never say anything about my segment. Ever.
Because you have a big head already, and I don't need to say anything.
See, that's the thing.
And honestly, my least favorite of those 3 segments is the panel. And the guest spot, that thing at the end, that was really not funny.
So now you're just telling everybody how much you didn't like our show.
But Josh's community tab thing and your top 10 stories is very funny. The first two of those are very funny.
All right, end of 9. We are going to extras.
To extra innings. Here at Phantom, that means shots. So everybody get out their shot glass. We're getting ours. Get a shot.
Yeah, go get a shot. Go get us some shots.
Why does that mean me?
What? Because you're the shot getter.
No, I'm not the shot girl.
I don't know. You're the shot girl.
You don't want to say girl.
You're a shot getter.
I asked this guy, the old school guy, if I could play in his league.
He said no. Or you can't.
I'm brown and I'm a female.
That's right. You can't play in this old-timey baseball game if you are
female,
woman, or a person of color.
Yeah, 1960s. I didn't even have the right to vote back then.
It was very nice, though. He showed us his balls. He showed us some pictures.
A little too much. He showed us his balls a little too much.
Digger, man. You think Digger's on Facebook? He seems like somebody who'd be on Facebook. Maybe Twitch. Does this guy seem like he's on Twitch? Seems like a Twitch user to me. All right, guys. What do you think happens here? I'm all out of predictions here. I don't know what's going to happen. I think I favor the Rockies at this point. The Rockies seem to have some mo on their side, the big mo. But I don't know. Chris asks, Tom says, cliche, chomping at the bit. Yeah. That's a good one. Chris, will you be Harry Carey for Halloween? Chris, is that a totem pole behind you? This is I believe that's just a water pipe, or maybe it's a poop pipe. I think that might actually be a poop pipe. I'm being totally honest here. This is an old building. Charles, these poor Cubs fans looked so distraught. Vincenzo, Chiefs versus Rams would be a great Super Bowl. Vincenzo, the Chiefs are not going to make the Super Bowl. And I know how much everybody loves Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to be a great quarterback. But Chiefs aren't going to make the Super Bowl because Andy Reid. And I don't feel like I need to explain that beyond just Andy Reid. But everybody does this to themselves when they talk themselves into believing that Andy Reid's amazing offensive strategic mind can get them to a Super Bowl. He did it one time because he finally decided to just to cave and let Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens run the show. And then the second that stopped happening, they started to suck again. So I will say, no, the Chiefs are not making the Super Bowl because Andy Reid will find a way to screw this up. Let's see. Shot caller. Who's your favorite team? What's your favorite team? I was a fan of the White Sox growing up, but obviously we're here in Colorado, so the Rockies are an easy team to root for. There goes Cargo. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Fouls that pitch off. It's now 0-1. Soria. Joakim Soria is now in. Joakim Soria has had he's had a very interesting run of it the last few years. Soria used to be one of the better relief pitchers in the game, and now he's I don't know. I don't know if you could say he's. I don't know. He has his moments, but Soria's also had some really bad moments. I think maybe the best thing about Soria is that he just doesn't get rattled. He's got one of those minds where if he pitches very, very poorly, it doesn't really seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter to him. He doesn't care. He's going to continue to pitch and pitch and pitch. How many innings will this game go? Good question there from the Watch Phantom account. Running things there. Looked like an ephus pitch there by Soria. Soria now 1-2, 3 pitches in. Carlos Gonzalez is at the plate. Cargo 1 for 3. He's actually been one of the better players for the Rockies in this game.
Soria is from Mexico. Oh, my gosh.
Let's see. Wow, Tom says madness. I know how to pronounce Vincenzo because March Madness. I agree with you, man. Last year is all the proof that you need. Their defense is poor. Oh, Vincenzo's talking about the Chiefs. Yeah. The Rams are legit. Well, Why? He asked the question. He says Chiefs versus Rams would be great. Would be a great Super Bowl.
And all of a sudden, people want to talk about football. It's because of you, man.
I said Vincenzo Vasallo. Is it Vasallo or Vaseo? Vaseo? Vincenzo Vaseo. That's a nice name, Vincenzo Vaseo. It sounds like a
Hollywood name.
I was going to say like an Italian soccer player, like you play for Inter Milan. If your name is Vincenzo Vaseo, you're like a goalkeeper.
Could be.
For Inter or Juventus. Alberto's back on your side. She cool.
What did I do?
I don't know. But he wasn't happy. He wasn't
against me. He was against all women. Alberto, I am not a typical female.
Soria put Cargo on the ground.
I know. I don't like this inter-Latino pitching.
Vincenzo's saying he is Italian.
Oh.
Vincenzo is
Where are you watching from? Yeah, comment where you're watching from. Please tell us.
Where hitman.
Where you're watching from.
Vincenzo is definitely a hitman's name. That's right. Vincenzo is the name of a guy from Assassin's Creed. Oh, whoa, Carlos goes down swinging. Soria got him.
That ball was high.
Cargo likes those high pitches. He swings at most of the stuff that's up in the zone. I mean, up in the if you're
that
too
was
much
above the zone,
right? But if you're too up in the zone, then it's
Cargo gave his little son Santiago for his 10th birthday a little puppy the other day.
Austin, Texas, South Dakota.
Nice. Sydney, Australia.
I'm here because of Comcast. David, we're all here because of Comcast.
David, what's wrong with Comcast?
Everything.
By the way,
Naples, Italy. Wow, Naples is beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
My wife and I were actually thinking of
I almost
going
fell on my chair.
up into northern Italy for a vacation in the next year or so. We were thinking about going to
We don't
Lake
care.
Como. Umatia.
Umatia.
Max Johnson saying
Bronx, New York. Hey, Alberto, are you a Yankees fan?
Ronaldo. Somebody's watching from Sydney, Australia. What's up, Dave?
Yeah. How far can we get? Well, Naples, Italy is pretty far. Sydney's far. There.
Oh, the chef is saying, do you know this stream is live on Twitch? It is live on Twitch. We do know that. We haven't really been looking at the Twitch.
We definitely can check it.
Let's see what Twitch is doing.
Pretty
it's
strong with YouTube.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah, we got 30 people watching on Twitch right now.
Here's the thing. I almost fell out of my chair just now.
Why?
Because that margarita was effing strong.
Well, yeah, we're about to do another
I just asked
shot
him how he made it. He said their margaritas come with 3 ounces.
Oh, that one is hit hard right at Mike Moustakis.
Third.
And that is going to be out number 2.
Most Desmond's done all day.
By the way, Joaquim Soria, another former Royal, which is on the Brewers roster. All of these guys. Joaquim.
Yeah, you said it like walking, like I'm walking to the store.
Yeah,
I used to not make fun of, but I used to tease one of my students because I would be like, he would always run everywhere he goes. And his name was Joaquin, and I'd be like, Joaquin, you need to be walking. He'd hate it. He cried.
Let's see. Chris is saying shots.
Here we go.
See, somebody forgot I was alive. You can go back to forgetting I was alive. Go right ahead.
Look how personal he takes it. It's okay. The person just forgot. They don't mean it like you were literally dead.
Charles says there are no places for sale in Tuscany. Naples, didn't Jim Harbaugh take Michigan football there to practice? Probably.
That's why they haven't won a game.
No Indians for life. Alberto is an Indian for life. Vincenzo says we got Ronaldo on our soccer team now. That's right. Juventus assigned Ronaldo. That is a huge get for Juventus.
Parra is up to bat.
I honestly think that you're all of the amazing play. Not to say that AC or Real Madrid and Barcelona aren't going to still be great teams because they're always good. But I think that Serie A is going to make a comeback after not really being at the top of the interest ladder for a while. I think Serie A is going to make a comeback here.
Just subbed? Do you do this often?
Just yeah, absolutely. We do this predominantly for Colorado sports and Dallas sports
and Chiefs.
Chiefs
but
as
not
well.
Chiefs baseball, just football. But we could do more stuff. If you guys want more, ask for more. We will bring it to you. We'll give it to you. Dodgers. We could give you Dodgers.
Outside there for Soria.
Gosh.
Soria is a really experienced reliever, and he's going to try to get guys to chase in the postseason because that's what you're supposed to do. And I don't think the Rockies, at least for the first 2 outs against Soria here, realize that. And that's the one thing that I think is really going to hurt them in the long run here in the postseason.
You're telling me that Parra has been up to bat all season long, and you never seen that big-ass booty? That is a badonk. In your face. It's in your face. Even if you're not trying to look at it. Look how big it is.
He looks like a baseball player.
No, he does not.
Baseball players have huge asses.
They have bigger than usual asses. My friends in Spain, when I would tell them baseball is my favorite game to watch and everything, they would say in Spanish, of course, those players, that game where the men have chicken butts.
Yep.
Where their butts go. Whoop. It's true.
They call Moustakis. Mike Moustakis. Because he stops things. I'm not the biggest fan of Mike Moustakis.
He's no Arenado.
Mike Moustakis and I got into it at spring training one year. That's true.
Did you fight?
We didn't fight. He was just being a dick. And so I don't tolerate that. I really don't. I don't care that you're.
I don't tolerate anything.
I don't. I'm not going to tolerate that. I don't care that you're a baseball player. Don't be a dick.
Let me ask you a real question.
Don't be an asshole.
Melanie, if you're watching this, how the hell do you put up with him? He doesn't tolerate anything? Anything? Never?
I don't tolerate bullshit. That's what I don't tolerate.
She's so nice to you, by the way. Like, the last broadcast she was at, she was like, we were joking on air about how Kansas City was hating you. And she was like, it's not his fault. He's just telling what his real feelings are about something. And I'm like, he's an asshole about it. And she's like, no, he's just being honest. I was like, no, he's being rude.
I'm not being rude.
Sometimes you do. You push
I'm not.
to get a reaction.
2-2 is the count.
Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Are you? Well, see, here's the thing. My job
is to push. You're a pusher.
I am.
Do you push drugs?
I am a professional. And as such, it is my job to elicit a reaction. That was a nice hit.
Wow.
Deep, deep, deep at the warning track and just short.
Freaking Christian.
That
Yelich.
ends the inning. Yelich, he didn't have anything to do with it. He just caught the ball.
Yeah, well.
Soria was a little nervous about that one. Soria was a little nervous at the one at the wall. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. So now the Brewers are going to get their shot at winning this game. You nervous yet?
Yes. Can't you see I can't even sit still? I'm uncomfortable. Gosh. I'm stressing out.
Watching you guys from Alaska. And thank you, Gavin.
Dang.
Gavin, thank you so much. I hope that Alaska is treating you well.
And it's not freezing your ass off.
Let's see here. I mean, I'd like to see as much postseason coverage as possible. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk to the people that we need to talk to about that.
Tom says, booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Rocking everywhere. Does
rocking?
That make you?
Because Rockies.
I get it. Are you gonna put your feet up here and twerk?
No. I haven't gotten to 8,000 followers.
Guys, go follow him on Twitter, the TJ Carpenter Show. I know it's really an arrogant name. The TJ Carpenter Show.
It's been I'm at 930. I'm at 7,934. If I get to 8,000 before the game ends, I will twerk on this brick wall. For everybody to see.
I will turn that into the best meme ever. The best. It'll be like two bones in the air twerking because TJ has the smallest legs and booty ever.
I don't have the required equipment to really twerk properly. Let's put it that way.
Gosh.
I've got a man butt. That's what I've got. Butt of a man. Man butt. All right, let's see here. Yelich, Braun, Shaw up to bat.
Nathan, what's up? Hi. Women hate sports? What?
What's up with every man in America being called a rapist? You Americans, ma'am. Yeah, what is up with that?
Every man in America is a rapist?
Being called a rapist.
Every man in America is called a rapist?
Yeah. Art Briles coaches in Italy now. Does he really? Is that a real thing? Nathan says, hi, woman hates sports. Vincenzo, now you guys bring G it over here. Watching from Pagula, Italy.
Nice.
Puglia? Is it Puglia? Watching from Puglia, Italy. I apologize, Adrian. I am not trying to mispronounce that intentionally.
Adrian, if you weren't here earlier, TJ fully admitted that he is the whitest person.
Chris says, careful, that wall might file charges for misconduct. I
hope it does. World Series predictions, Gavin. My World Series prediction is actually Brewers, Red Sox. I think that's what will end up in the World Series. What my World Series desire is, like what I would want as a fan of the sport and of my team would be Rockies, Yankees. Art Briles got hired by an Italian football team. I'll be honest, I did not know they had Italian football teams. Or is
if they,
football?
It's not a football team. Art Briles is a American football coach.
Well, maybe.
Coached at Baylor.
I know, but
Baylor had over the course of 4 years under Art Briles had 54 separate rape allegations, which, I would say that. Let's just say hypothetically. Let's just say hypothetically for a moment.
Were those against the football team?
Against the football players, yes.
Okay.
Various, not one. It's a lot of them. So you had you had 54 accusations. Let's just say hypothetically that half of those allegations were false. That's still 27 rapes.
But what does that have to do with
that's
the
so
coach?
much.
That has to do a lot with the player.
What does it have to do with the coach? That he covered it up. He made sure that they didn't get in trouble for it.
Oh, okay. So there were allegations, and he made sure that they didn't go farther.
There was a mass conspiracy of cover-up at Baylor.
Wow.
Did you not
see when I
read
hear
about this?
No, I did, but my point is when I hear allegations, I don't assume that the coach covered it up. I assume there were allegations and there was nothing moving forward that gave enough information to press charges.
I assume that the coach covered it up because they always do. I have yet to see a coach not cover it up.
Well, according to our good friend from Ohio State,
Urban,
he had nothing to do with it.
Urban had nothing to do with it.
He will give no more statements.
Alberto said, TJ, I'm going to file for bankruptcy. Let's see here. I went to the rapist. She says I need more therapy. Therapist. Red Sox Dodgers pronounced Pulia.
Oh, you got to put spaces.
Art Briles belongs in jail. I want Brewers too. You all need to try to get to Venice. Venice. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, by you might mean
Full
TJ and his wife, but I need to get to Venice.
And Yelich takes the
walks. Yelich. The Brewers hate going up against Adam Ottavino. I'm glad he stayed in an extra inning. Glad that Buddy, Pepe Negro, didn't take him out right away.
Baylor did receive a notice of allegations from the NCAA the other day.
Is your day going good?
Later.
Nathan?
Talk about the game, please. We are talking about the game.
Nicest question you've asked.
Nothing's happened. There's
Buddy's
zero
having a
outs.
Talk with Ottavino at
Player
the
first.
mound. We just walked Christian Yelich. We get a little off topic. Well, WTF, if this is baseball, I'm leaving. What are you talking about? Sup, G?
G's back. What's up, G? Patrick, she is a shot girl. She is a shot girl.
I do. Listen, when I lived in Spain last year, I literally drank 3 shots of tequila before I went anywhere.
Corey says, watching from Exuma.
Wow, the Bahamas?
That's
Corey.
Cool. That's very cool.
Invite us.
All right, so we're on
We'll
Phantom on Facebook, facebook.com/WatchPhantom. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/WatchPhantom. We are also on Periscope on Twitter @WatchPhantom. And, of course, we are also on Twitch as well. We got 29 people watching on Twitch. So if you're a fan of Twitch, Twitch is great, man.
Twitch is the place to be.
The video quality on Twitch is phenomenal. I don't know how they do it. It's really, really good on Twitch. But we are all over the place. We're trying to check everywhere periodically.
Is up to bat. He's 2 for 4 tonight. 0 outs this inning. Bottom of the 10th. 1 man on first. 2-2.
Alberto says, TJ, I love your show, but I love her more. Sounds like you got a fan.
To be honest, we have been trying to convince, well, no, not we.
Gratch says, put a mirror behind you so we can see, LOL. We can't show the game. I know that you would like it if we could, but we would get in a lot of trouble from baseball.
How about this?
1-0 the count. Braun 2 for 4 on the day. Braun's actually had a pretty good day at the plate.
What do you guys think? Can you see it? Wait, what side of the pole can they see?
Yeah, it's going to be behind my head, I think. Zach says because Twitch is owned by Amazon. All right, well, runner advances to second on the wild pitch there. Yelich is now at second. Braun is at the plate.
Breaking so many rules for you people.
This is a very, very big.
Hey, what's your Twitch name?
This is big. This is not good for Ottavino. Ottavino has been really good for the Rockies all season long.
Automatic. Wild pitch though.
Well, I think that was a little bit on.
It's Walters. Walters is now
Walters
at the plate. Defending. Wow, the Brewers did give out these really cool little towels called This Is My Crew. They sent me one. It was nice of them.
All right, 2-0. Here's the pitch, and right down the middle at 82. And Braun just watched it. It's now 2-1.
Literally, that was.
That I'm surprised.
Pitch.
Look, that was well. It wasn't. It was off-speed pitch, obviously, but I'm surprised Braun didn't swing at that. It was like literally that was right down the middle.
By the way, he looks like a cartoon character, but I can't tell who.
Braun is 280 in the regular season with runners in scoring position.
Who is it? It's like somebody from Nickelodeon with really big eyes. What was that show?
All right, that on the on the edge. Good strike called. Braun chatting with the umpire a little bit. It's now 2-2.
Not happy about it. Guys, who do you think Braun looks like?
Who does he look like?
He looks like a cartoon character.
He's got a little bit of Aaron Rodgers. His face has got a little bit. It's the eyes. He's got Aaron Rodgers' eyes.
Really sunken eyes, and
Like
they're
Aaron
really
Rodgers.
bulging out. Who does he look like? Like Hey Arnold character, but he doesn't look like Hey Arnold. He doesn't look like Arnold. He looks like somebody, though, from Nickelodeon.
His head is not the shape of a football.
Well, duh.
Right, but that's Hey Arnold. That's if you say somebody looks like Arnold from Hey Arnold.
Somebody on the chat said Hey Arnold. Jeez.
Because he has his
Hey, look, we got
bulging
69
eyes.
viewers.
Ah, nice. Nice.
See, Alberto, I'm not. Most girls don't like to comment on the number 69.
Ottavino delivers.
Swing
and a miss.
Wow, that was way outside.
Braun is out.
So far outside, man.
First strikeout for Ottavino. And
1 out. 1 on second.
1 down. Yelich is at second.
23 pitches, though. Ottavino has only pitched 2 innings, and he's at 23 pitches. That is high. It's a high pitch count.
Maybe Ryan Braun has bulging eyes because of the steroids. Maybe it affected his head. Yep, just kind of popped him out there.
I don't think
Let's see here. Tommy Pickles.
Yes, he does. He looks like Tommy Pickles.
Is that because of his?
He has hair.
Is that because of
Look at his freak. No, it's the big ass eyes.
No, I was going to say the sickly skin.
Yeah,
he's got kind of.
Why does he have
sickly,
like yellowish,
skin.
pale skin?
I know it's weird.
Kind of like
it's weird.
Otto, don't take him out. Come on, unless you're bringing in
Ottavino has been trash.
The Brewers have a mental breakdown when they see him on the mound. It's a mental game. Get in his head. Get in his head.
1 out.
Jalen Rose style.
They put a runner on
first? What happened just now? This is why I think we've been calling it weird all night, because the television is not giving. FS1 is being weird.
Is there a runner on first base?
Where does it say that? Braun is a ball buster. Brewers fans, hey Brett. I'm not. Yeah, there's a runner on first base.
Runner on first.
So did they give that to Braun? He swung. That should have been an out.
Did I miss something?
He swung, right?
Guys, did we miss something?
Side effects of roids.
Side effects of roids.
Go crew. This is hashtag. This is my crew.
All right. By the way, guys, we've had a few. We are not promising accuracy, just entertainment and calling the game.
Had a few what?
We need to do the shot.
Well,
by the way.
I thought we were waiting till 11, but this is a long inning.
All right, here we go.
This place is popping.
Ottavino almost went there. Crowd boos. They want to balk there. I don't think he was quite into his windup yet. Once you set, you can't do that. There's.
Yeah.
Ottavino delivers right down the middle at 95, and it's 0-1 on Granderson.
He looked like he was like throwing a fit.
Oh, Shaw was intentionally walked. They intentionally walked Shaw. That's what that was. I see. That's one of the things that messes with me is I forget that you can't. You don't have to pitch the 4 pitches anymore. Yeah. Entertainment is good enough for me, brother. Thank you very much, Gratch.
Oh, hello. We have people here in the bar.
It's great. It's great. Well, hey, when you have extra innings, this game's going on 4 hours now. We're 4 hours in.
We are.
Tommy says, I have some Jameson waiting for me when I get off from working on Interstate in Milwaukee. Good deal. Good deal, Tommy. Yeah, go get that Jameson. 0-2 now, the count on Granderson. Boy, he is eyeing Yelich. Ottavino delivers. That's right up the middle. Delivered to second, and I can't make the throw to first, so they won't turn the double play, but there are 2 outs with runners on the corners. That was a really good job of the runner at second to break up the double play because he couldn't make the throw, and now Mike Moustakas steps up to the plate. Moose is one of those guys who is really he has struggled. He's been kind of hot and cold throughout his career. At one point, he was a pathetic dead pull hitter, and now he's been able to spray the ball much more later on in his career and still maintain a lot of that power. But in the postseason, Moose has been one of the better hitters over the last 5 years.
Do you think at this point they're going to take Ottavino out?
He's at 26 pitches.
How many times have
They're going to let him finish. They're going to let him finish. They're going to have him face one more batter.
How many times have the Brewers been with a man on first and third this game? 4?
Mike Moustakas is up to bat.
Is this 4th time?
The 4th time for what?
For the runners on first and third for the Brewers.
Oh, split runners. Yeah. This might be the third or fourth.
I think it's
95 down the middle for Ottavino on Moustakas. I'm guessing they haven't shown the defensive positions here, but I'm guessing it's going to be tough for them to shift given where the runners are. But they may do a little bit of an outfield shift here. It's one of the easier players to shift on is Mike Moustakas.
Did you check Twitch comments or just Twitch? Moustakas.
And another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Let's see. Moustakas must stop this, Tom says.
Moustakas is up to bat.
He has the eyes of a dead rattlesnake. You're talking about Ryan Braun.
Oh, my gosh. All of these are the best answers. Yes.
John Hand says, my diaper's full. Go Brewers. Are you watching the football game, too? The Thursday night football game, it is not on in the bar.
On all of these screens, it's the Rockies, which just makes me really so filled with joy.
Ottavino delivers, and Moose.
Hey, he swung.
But he tips it off of the catcher's mask, and it remains 0-2.
I'm so happy that they don't have anything else on but baseball right now. Like, that makes me so happy. For once they are at, like, Oskar Blues, my type of bar. Oskar Blues, my type of people. Standing behind their team, supporting them 100%, that's awesome. It's great. We got lovely couples, nervous, hugging and nervousness. It's a great place to be.
0-2 the count. Ottavino delivers. Moose hits that one.
Ooh,
and it goes straight out, and that'll do it. That's the game. Brewers win.
With a walk-off.
In 10. Final in 10 inning. It is 3-2. Brewers get the victory. Mike Moustakas is the hero for the Milwaukee Brewers. They had the shift on. He just hit it right into that gap in between where the second baseman was standing. Or did they have Story out there?
Man, that's going to feel good. Got to feel good for the Milwaukee Brewers. As I mentioned many times, I talked with the team personally after their series in Denver, and the man that they hate batting against is Adam Ottavino, and they stopped him tonight. They really broke him down tonight.
All right, man, thank you guys. Now can you please twerk? I can't twerk because I didn't get what I needed.
What are you at?
Let's see where I am. Oh, I got a lot of people following though.
Yeah.
7,937.
Close.
Not close enough.
I feel like Guy Fieri makes this face whenever he walks by Whole Foods.
Patriots are on right now, so.
Yeah, we'll probably flip to the Patriots game next. Coverage.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for us. We want to thank everybody for watching. Whether you were watching on Facebook or on Twitter or on YouTube or on Twitch, we are all over the web. And do not forget, guys, if you enjoyed this, we're going to be calling all of the Rockies postseason games. We're also going to be calling all of the Denver Broncos games. Also, Any other sports that you're interested in that are in the Dallas area? Ari Temkin. We actually have Joey Galloway. I'm sorry, Patrick Creighton. Not Joey Galloway. I don't know why I said Joey Galloway.
Patrick Creighton coming to Dallas.
Getting my my Dallas Cowboys receivers mixed up. Okay, so yeah, Patrick Creighton is going to be doing play-by-play for us for the Cowboys game this Sunday. So definitely check that out if you're interested in Cowboys coverage. Really excited to have him on board. And, of course, we're going to be calling an early 11 a.m. Mountain Time start for the Jets and the Broncos this Sunday. And, of course, tomorrow we'll be right back here at Oskar Blues for Game 2 of the NLDS between the Brewers and the Rockies. For Jena Garcia, I'm TJ Carpenter. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to drink this shot in sadness now.
Yeah, let's do this right here on
Real
camera
quick
before we get done.
Go.
All right, you ready?
Cheers. Good.
There you go.
Not
Rocktober continues
tequila we
tomorrow
shot.
night.